This is the X&C Podcast, your Xbox newscast, featuring Colteastwood and Mag, hosting industry interviews and gaming talk live on YouTube every Monday night at 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. For all of you listening around the world, X&C Podcast is available on demand on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Welcome to the show. Join the chat, hit the like button, and let's get into this week's topics with the Xbox Newscast. Welcome, everybody. I ran out of runway, and I'm like, Meg and I are sitting here just hanging out and talking. Welcome to the X&C Podcast. This is episode 194, and thank you for being here. We're coming up on the 4-year anniversary of the show.
My goodness,
smokes.
4 years, eh? Yeah. How about that?
And I'm here with my esteemed, handsome, and amazing co-host, Meg. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much. Yes, I am very handsome. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes, we got some things to talk about, Colt. And I know we were talking pregame before the show, and we were like, oh, I'm not going to talk. Yes, you are going to be talking, all right? Because I want to know stuff and information, and certainly people out there. And now, let me tell you something. I'm going to get some gripes out of the way right away when it comes to some people are talking about how they're like, oh, I don't want to hear too much about Doom because of spoilers. What spoilers? He kills things. That's it. There's no story. This isn't Days Gone where you're going to find out about, is he ever going to find his wife again? It's Doom Guy. He's just
Does his
killing
dog
stuff.
make it?
Yeah, like what the hell? We're going to talk about Doom tonight, folks, because I want to hear about it. That selfishness coming through. I want to know what's going on. I want to know how the game plays. And that I want to know everything about it. I mean, I watched a bit of the preview this morning that Colt had. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, after the show tonight, go back and watch Colt's preview of Doom and go check it out. He's got some cool stuff in it. I couldn't watch the whole thing because it was a Monday morning. That's how things roll.
Yeah.
But anyways, other than that, brother, I am doing fantastic. And I got to tell you, I'm playing a Ubisoft game, and it's not the one you think. It's not the one you think, folks. I'm playing Star Wars Outlaws, and I can't put the damn thing down. I can't put it down. It's unbelievable. It's so good. And on top of it being really good, I'm also playing Split Fiction with my son, and we are on the second last level of the game. We're about to complete it, so maybe 1 or 2 more streams, and then that's it. We're gonna roll credits on that game. So that's what I've been up to. And we got South of Midnight. You and I both got reviews coming out for South of Midnight sometime next week. And you got a preview of Doom already, which we're going to talk about tonight. A lot going on, folks. There's a lot going on. So, anyways, without further ado,
it's been crazy. I finished Assassin's Creed Shadows, I think after we did the show last week, and I liked it. It's good. It wasn't my favorite one, but I really, 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 really liked it. And Yasuke's story was way better than I thought it was going to be. So, pretty good game. And then I was supposed to start South of Midnight, which I got like probably 5 or 6 days ago, but what?
Get on it. What are you doing 5 or 6 days? You're just sitting on that code.
Well, I mean, I know the game is like 12 to 15 hours. And so I was like, I really, really, really wanted to play Atomfall after reading reviews like from Windows Central and talking to some of my friends. I'm like, I really want to see, let me just see if this game's enjoyable. And I just couldn't stop playing it. And I'm like, playing Atomfall, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be playing South of Midnight, and Atomfall's like a 75 out of 100 on Metacritic or on OpenCritic. So it doesn't matter. It's not stellar.
Are you having fun?
I'm enjoying it, and there's some things I don't like, but like I couldn't stop. I was like organically walking around the world, and then last night I sat down and loaded up South of Midnight finally. So I plan on doing my review discussion with you and I next Monday. We'll talk about it briefly because I probably won't have a review in time for embargo. It's been
wait a minute.
Crazy.
Hold on a second. Before we do any of that, let me just check something on the calendar here. I don't think that might be a good idea. I mean, we could talk about it briefly, but Monday is the 7th. It's a day before the actual game releases, so a lot of people won't even get their hands on it.
Well, I
unless
mean,
they get the,
that's the problem,
you know what I
right?
mean?
Like the April 3rd, which is Thursday before we go, in 4 days or 3 days from now.
That's the
That's when reviews go up. And then if you've got people who are like, I don't blah blah blah, I don't want to watch a review, I don't want to watch any content because I just want to play the game. And this is the issue with Game Pass titles. There are so many people that have access to say, I think I want to try that out. There's not as many curious people say, I need to know what this game has to offer. So it's a day before the game comes out. I mean, I don't know. We'll talk about it briefly.
No, I was just, No, I just was, I was just curious as to how we were going to play that because, like I said, the majority of the people won't get to play till the Tuesday. So, you know what I mean? I think, the review embargo will be out before then. But I think the only people who have access to it are the people who buy the Ultimate Edition, which, by the way, in Canada is egregiously overpriced. I'm going to look that up right now while we're talking. But
let us know if you're in the chat. Let us know. Do you want to hear us talk about South of Midnight the day before everyone can get it for basically for free on Game Pass? Or if you've watched this show, Meg and I stay away from spoilers pretty well. I hope we do. But I see a lot of people.
Well, you know what we could do next week?
What's that?
You know what we could do? We'll just do a 2-hour review next week of Star Wars Outlaws. I think everybody wants to see that instead.
Absolutely. What are you loving about that? For the naysayers, I was one of them. I tried the game 2 different major long sessions. What is it that wins you over?
Okay, I got to tell you, the production value is outstanding. The music is a 10 out of 10. The sound design is outstanding. The world building is outstanding. Whatever bugs and problems it had when it launched, I didn't experience them. You know why? Because I did what you're supposed to do. You buy Ubisoft games 9 months to a year after it comes out. That's how you do things. And they patch it. They change some of the, like I was saying, I think I said it last week, they changed some of the quality of life mechanics, things like that. Mm-hmm. And you get in there, and I was walking around Mos Eisley, and I'm not a fan of the Disney Star Wars stuff. Disney really, I won't even say it because, there's going to be a lot of foul language in there. So I'll just say that Disney did not do a good job. I'm a fan of the original trilogy, and I'm obviously a fan of the prequel trilogy. This felt like, as this takes place after the events of Empire Strikes Back and before Return of the Jedi. So it really feels like you're walking around original trilogy Star Wars. So like when you're on Tatooine, you're walking on. I even got to go to Tashi Station, not to pick up some power converters, folks. I was just there walking around. And then I was doing that. I was walking around Mos Eisley, going to the cantinas, doing this, doing that. And I'm like, this is stellar. Like they have monsters sitting there. There's wampas, there's banthas, there's like, little sand people walking around talking, doing all that stuff. And they've got like little Jawas and like all these creatures, and they've got Twi'leks and everything else. And I'm like, this is really good. Like I really feel like I'm there. And each planet that you go to in the vein of Star Wars, one's like a jungle planet, one's obviously Tatooine. There's a couple of other planets of different. There's a snowy planet, and it's so they really nailed it. They absolutely nailed the feel of an original trilogy Star Wars. Like I said, the sound design. You put the good headphones on, and you play this game, you're like, holy crap. Even the space battles are amazing. The exploration's amazing. The traversal's amazing, and I'm like, this is good. This is really good. And Ubisoft makes fantastic games. The only thing is they can't get out of their own way sometimes. So a lot of times they're just tripping over their own feet, but the guts of it, the bones of it, they make quality games. They just need more time with them. So
Star Wars Outlaws is 75, which is right around ludicrous. Where Dead Island 2 is that you and I loved. So
we love that. However, those reviews came out when the game was a mess, right? The game was a mess when it came out.
Yeah.
And it probably deserved even less than 75. If I were to rate it now, I would say it's about an 86. That's what the Metacritic, I would give it about an 85, 86 right now. And it's a gorgeous game too, by the way. Graphics are great. Yeah. I did some some great, even walking around Jabba's palace. I don't want to get into all this. I'm just letting you know it's fantastic. But the star jewel for 2025, you want to talk about modern gaming, never mind 2024. Split Fiction is nothing short of a masterpiece.
Yeah, yeah.
So if anybody hasn't, like I know people at that blue number, thank you so much. Malik, would you knock it off? Listen to him. He's always got to say something smart, Alec, right? We know, Meg. It's a year old now.
He also said that you should do delayed game reviews. Maybe people would like that.
I know. You know what? Actually, I think that's a good idea, and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people skip games or they forget about games. They're like, oh, crap, I never got around to that or whatever, and then do a review of a game that, like, you know what I mean? I might even call it slip through the fingers reviews. And that'll be like games that you forgot about there, or just got lost in the backlog or something. But anyways,
pleasures.
Guilty pleasures. As for 2025, Split Fiction is so far the crown jewel of this year. It is nothing short of magnificent. And like I said, that Blue Number was saying, it says, myself and Wolfman, we've been playing, we've been killing it. A lot of people have been coming out for the streams, and the game is just so good. So if you haven't got on it, folks, give it even if you don't want to, watch one of my streams. I'm not even trying to sell you on getting on my channel. I'm just saying, watch one of my streams and just check out the gameplay, and you just be like, holy crap, this game is amazing. The level design is ingenious. The graphics are great. The story's great. The action is breathtaking. There's some action sequences in there, and some just amazing, just breathtaking, amazing. I absolutely adored it. So far, I'm one level from the end, and so that's so far my game of the year. But anyways.
Yeah, most people have seen Outlaws in sizzle reels trolling the game, or they've seen reviews when it was broken and buggy.
But we have other games to talk about tonight, don't we?
We do have a bunch of other games, but like you talking about the Sand People and being out like in Tatooine made me really, really thirsty, and that thirst, like I don't know, it's a tough one to quench. But there is a way to quench your thirst, and it's with our channel sponsor, podcast sponsor, 4XP. 4XP Gaming, your delicious, energizing
really
answer to the sand out there in Star Wars Outlaws and other games. Yeah.
Well, actually, if you go to the Mos Eisley Cantina and you ask the Twi'lek that's working behind the bar, says, what is the best drink in the galaxy? And you know what she'll say? She'll say it's 4XP, ladies and gentlemen, and she'll even tell you, even if there's no internet in the Star Wars universe, there is an internet in the Star Wars universe, and she guided me to 4xp.com, and that's where you're going to find the best energy drink in the galaxy. Let me tell you something else, folks. Call of Duty, bunch of pussies. You know why? Because they only do 2 XP. They only do 2 XP. Bunch of pussies.
Those tightwads.
Yeah, look at them with their pink guns and everything else, and their 2 XPs. Who needs 2 XPs when you could have 4 XPs, ladies and gentlemen? 4. And that's what I'm talking about. That's why you got to say that 4xp.com is twice as good as Call of Duty, the #1 shooter in the world. I think the #1 shooter in the world should be you taking a shot of white gummy, and do that right now. And you know what else? Something else is going on, folks. Spring is coming. And you know what happens when spring is coming? Yes, everybody starts to get a little bit
frisky.
Anyways, a little bit frisky, whatever else. But you know what else is happening? There's a big spring sale. Spring into summer, ladies and gentlemen, with a sale that's going to be offering 25% off when you go to the website and you go check out some of the 4XP. And now it's a great time to start ordering some of those joysticks or one of those tubs. Also, I don't know if you knew this, Colt. Maybe you did. I don't know if they mentioned it to you, but they're attending a Game On Expo. That's going to be this weekend, April 3rd to the 5th. And the expo's in Phoenix, Arizona. So anybody listening that's anywhere close to Phoenix, Arizona, going to the Game On Expo, 4XP will be there. You tell them that Mag and Colt sent you, and they'll take care of you.
Tell my mom to go down there and pick some up. My mom lives in Phoenix. I should go down to Phoenix, visit the dudes at 4XP, try a free sample because they're giving out samples, and then totally not even go visit my mom because she doesn't watch the show. And that's how I'll get her. Oh, hey, Mom, I was just in Phoenix. Finally made my way down to Arizona, got some 4XP. The Ultra Nightmare wasn't the delicious drink, but it was that I didn't visit you while I was in Arizona because you don't watch Ecstasy Podcast. But yeah, go check out their site. 25% off everybody right now. That precedes the 20% off code, so you might as well take the spring one. Thanks to them for being sponsors.
Go down there. Yeah, man. And like I said, if you're in Phoenix, go down there and check them out. Like I said, tell them Colt and Mag sent you. They'll take care of you right then and there, man. You could get everything there. It's all sitting there. Yeah, or if they find out that you're friends with Mag and Colt, they'll be like, "Oh, crap."
They'll be like, "Okay, you guys need to go." Yeah, we appreciate them. They're awesome sponsors, and I'm White Gummy for life.
White Gummy for life, man. Call security, please. Escort Malik off the premises immediately.
Yep. So, briefly, I'll just tell you about Doom: The Dark Ages because I had to stay ultra quiet for like 3 weeks. I went to LA to play the game. I got to play for almost 4 hours, They let me record an entire level. I recorded it twice. So you'll see me play through the level a couple of times in this gameplay reel that's going on. The first part of this is footage they provided of the Dragon and Titan level, but oh yeah, my intro's in there. I threw all this stuff together for the show, but Doom is great. Like, people are like, well, do I need to watch a preview? It's like, you already know what to expect with Doom. So I guess maybe I could have Maggie, you could ask me a couple questions so I don't just sit here and ramble on, and we can just kind of have a quick discussion about our impressions of what we've seen and what I've played and so on and so forth and what have you and everything like that. So, yeah.
Okay, so allow me to be the interviewer and you be the interviewee, and I have some questions for you. And if I'll keep an eye on the chat too, so if anybody in the chat has any questions you want to ask Colt, just put them in there. I'll take a look at them, or send minimum $200 super chats, and I will read them. I will read them out loud, shirtless. So we will do all that shortly. But anyways, all joking aside, Colt, when you sat down, you turned the game on. How did it instantly feel? Like, I'm talking about music. I'm talking about atmosphere. How did it feel like you were there? Like, tell me about it.
Let's talk about Malik says, any stuttering with Doom on the Xbox? No, it's in Tech 6. Like, it's not going to stutter on, I mean, it wouldn't even stutter on an Xbox One. Because, like Doom Eternal and everything was on there just fine. No, it ran great. We played on PC, but I mean, are you really going to be able to tell the difference between like a Series X and PC without, I don't know. They look amazing, and everybody will tell you that. So the atmosphere is the music. There's no Mick Gordon, but the music is just, it's Doom music. It's great. And in the opening part of the game, I had this railgun, and I was going through. They didn't let us record the very first level. We got to play almost the whole entire first level. And they had an Elgato there, and they said, we'll let you record when you get to the siege level at the end of the session. I was playing the opening level, and the music and my gun was shooting at, I don't know what it sounded like, 120 beats per minute or something. The gun and the music were like in sync, kind of like that Metal Hellsinger game. And I'm like, is this, nice. I was wondering, is this like on purpose? And I took off my headset and I turned around to ask one of the people that were there facilitating the gameplay and thing. And it was Marty Stratton was standing right behind me. And I was like, did you notice that the railgun is matching the music? He goes, no. I mean, yeah, that's cool. Like that. And I was like, oh, that's really awesome. And I put my headset back on. The vibe was great. My immediate response to the feel of the game was, I thought Doom Slayer was going to be this hulking tank that dodges out of the way of projectiles. But you feel really, really fast. Like, he moves forward quickly. He can like jump, like boost forward with the shield. So it's very, very fast, very precise, and just feels hard hitting. And melee is a big, big part of the game.
That was going to be my next question when we talk about combat and stuff like that. So when I wanted to get into is the other games were obviously heavier. Obviously, it was a heavy focus on the guns, right? Obviously on actual projectile weapon as opposed to whatever. Yes, of course, there's always a chainsaw or something of that nature, whatever. But I mean, generally it's a gun. But I heard not just you, but also two other people mention that there's a lot more focus on melee. So what kind of melee weapons could we look forward to that you saw even on the first level, let's say?
I only got to play with the shield saw. I think I said saw shield in my video.
All right. Yep.
And I got the flail at the end, what I always called a morning star growing up. The handle with the ball and chain. And then I briefly played with the gauntlet, which was like the power glove from the NES, and it's got purple lightning or blue lightning, and you just, right hook and you punch the crap out of enemies. They even the gauntlet is what they call the fist. I was looking at my footage because I couldn't remember properly. It seems like the gauntlet is in a combat. It's also accompanying your melee weapon. So if you have the flail in your hand, you can still use the gauntlet. Because I saw a clip where I'm like, wait a minute, this is my gauntlet clip, and then I used the flail. So there's some interesting combos there. There's also like a big spike stick. I don't know what it's called, but I didn't get to use it. And there's
spike stick sounds good.
Yeah, spikes. It looks like a big, hellish popsicle, and that looks really cool, but I didn't get to use that. But in the very beginning, all I could do was block with the shield saw, And then later on, they take you forward into a level, and you can start throwing it out like Captain America, and that just feels awesome. Magnum goes, quit spoiling the gameplay. Yeah.
It's not spoiling nothing.
I know he's joking, and I will say
I know. Yeah.
What we played at this preview event and what I showed in the game preview I did today and what I'm talking about today, all was covered in the developer direct in January or whatever it was. So I didn't get to see I didn't get to play or see anything that they didn't break down in that 8.5 minute developer direct. I just got to actually play it. So if you've watched the developer direct, it's impossible for me to spoil something for you.
I got a few here that I got. I tried to get everybody's as much as I could, but it's tough. By the way, Skill Up just actually released a video just now, and it says Doom: The Dark Ages is a very different Doom. So I'm gonna watch that later on tonight before I go to bed.
He always knows how to frame videos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy's got 1 million+ subs, right? So he's doing something right. Anyways, Kung Fu Hot Dog's asking here. He's like, ask Colt if the Doom devs if there'll be any crazy traverse mechanics. I gave up Eternal halfway through, and that's a very good thing too, because I begrudgingly finished Doom Eternal because I was getting so pissed off with all the jumping, the grabbing, the dodging, the jumping again, the grabbing, you know what I mean? Like all that kind of stuff. I'm like, am I playing Uncharted or am I playing Doom here? You know, and I mean, it was getting a little irritating after a while. Double jump, dash, this, grab, like, come on, man. So
there are no double jump. I don't know what the word is. I wanted to say thrust in my video. I'm like, I don't want to say thrust. I'll save that for a different video. But dash. There's no double jump, dash, double jump. It was like double jump, dash, grab, climb, boost.
Yeah, it was irritating. It was
too
After
much.
a while, like it was cute for a little bit, and that was my major gripe with the second one, because I thought the first Doom to me was a perfect Doom game. I thought the first 2016 Doom was a perfect Doom game for me. And then I got to the second one, I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then about halfway through, I'm like, what is happening here? Why is this Prince of Persia now? You know what I mean? Or why is this?
Or why is it Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah, like it was just a little bit too much. Jason Luan is also asking, Mag, ask Cole how accessible the game is, because the last two were not really that accessible. I'm not sure in what context he's referring to, but I don't know. Would you be able to even answer that?
I did not look at accessibility as far as color blindness or visual. I think there were some visual changes that you could change. I'm pretty sure there are. In fact, I think I saw them in a different context where you can highlight and do high contrast things for people who have visual impairment or motor impairment. I think they've done that. But of course, there's also the like 8 sliders where you can open the parry window so you have more time to bring up a block without getting punished. There is lowering damage output or increasing it, speeding up the game, slowing down projectiles, like all that stuff, Jason. So hopefully that helps.
I have one question for myself. This will be from me to you. The speed, in terms of the style of the game, like how does it play? Does it play fast and furious? Did they really slow it down like the way we had been told it was? You know what I mean? Like really grounded the game and slowed it down like Dark Souls style. Is it gone more that way? Instead of frenetic and fast. You know what I'm saying?
I was doing like I think the block is on the left trigger, and so I was rocking back and forth between block, punch, shoot, block, punch, shoot, block, punch, shoot, block, punch, move while I'm moving. So I'll probably look ridiculous on camera right now. The movement is circle strafe, staying forward, holding your ground, blocking, dodging out of projectiles, waiting for the green ones, parrying them so they can strike back, and once they're stunned, getting in there quickly and taking them down. There's no glory kill system in the sense that you stun them and watch this animation take over for 3 or 8 seconds. They've basically replaced that with stun them, hurry up and get in there and have a really quick kill that is over very quickly, because in Doom, when you're doing the glory kill in Eternal and Doom 2016, when you're doing the glory kill, you're safe. This animation is taking over and no one can hit you. In this game, you need to kill them quickly because people are still bearing down the back of your neck. So that pacing's pretty awesome.
All right, that basically covered for me because I mean we're not going to know anything else until the game comes out, like in terms of difficulty of when you look at the broad spectrum of the game. If you played only like a couple of hours, you're going to get an idea of it. But like you have to finish a game. You have to, in my opinion, you have to roll credits before you get a good base as to how difficult the game was, the learning curve of all the different mechanics as you go through each level. The other thing is obviously the length of the game. We won't know that either until closer to release, until someone actually gets their hands on it and finishes the game. Outside of the studio, like I don't have any friends, so to speak, over there at id Software, and so I have nobody speak to me about it, like, and tell me anything. So I don't know anything that's going on over there. But you know what? That to me, I'm happy about that because I want to walk into this game pleasantly surprised. You know what I mean? I'm going to stream the whole game on my channel. I'm going to have some fun with it. We'll all sit down and like have a few laughs and whatever else, and just go through the game and have a fun with it. But yeah, I just that pretty much answered my question. Anybody else in the chat have anything before we move on to something else? Doesn't seem like it. I think
some of the footage
covered everything.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to almost 600 people who are watching the show live. Yes. Mag and I are here talking about Doom. The Dark Ages previews went live today. That basically covers like a very small slice of the game. Some of the footage is going to be running here is Siege. Siege levels where they let us record. Siege, like I walked out of the castle doors and there's this wide, that could be overspoken, but a wide circular oval shaped map is what it felt like to me. And it wasn't that big, but it was littered with every variety of enemy. And it felt like when you walk out of the castle gates, let them come, and Helm's Deep. And all of the enemies are out there, and you just need to take on that battlefield. Go this way, go that way, go this way. You're not going to get lost. It's not an open world. It's not a sandbox. Eurogamer wrote a whole thing like, we're really concerned about the sandbox. Yeah. We didn't listen to the developers when they explained what the game was, but we're going to complain about Doom. I thought that was kind of funny. The Siege level, which you'll see me play it like twice, it's just basically me running around, taking a ton of damage, trying to figure out how to creatively dispatch enemies or try not to die because there's enemies everywhere. So it's one slice of the game, and I think from what they explained is a siege level will reoccur. Like you'll do a level, and then a siege level will come up, and you're in this one battle area where there was lots of enemies, and you clear out that siege level, and then you go to another level where you do something else. So it sounds like pacing's really cool. One of my concerns was the Titan, the 30-story mech that you control. It purposely plays like in slow motion, so you feel like you're in this. You feel
the size of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You basically just wait and block a punch and then counter with a punch with the triggers, and that was pretty cool. And then I picked up a big like Gatling gun, but I thought I wasn't shooting a bunch of regular size enemies. Like there was bridges, but there's no guys on it, and you'd walk through the bridge and it'd fall apart, and you'll see that footage in this video. Yeah. But I thought, how cool would it be to walk around and there's all these enemies on the top of buildings, like when you circle strafe in a helicopter and like Far Cry Blood Dragon or Battlefield or something, and you're just like, and you're just melting all these like little enemies. Maybe that's in there.
Yeah.
But the Titan level, Mag, it was like maybe 10 minutes because they showed us and said, you're going to play almost all of level 1. You're going to play a small segment of the Titan. You're going to play a longer segment of the Dragon, and then you're going to have the whole siege level. So yeah, that's what we had access to. It was pretty awesome.
That's pretty good. That's good.
I mean, I got even I want to ask you from what you're seeing and what you've heard. Like, how are you feeling? What are your concerns? What are you hyped about? And what's your bra size?
My bra size used to be an A cup. I'm now up to a B. Those bench presses, man, really pumping them. I'm coming for you, Alex. You and your banana suit. Anyways, actually, I did notice something else in the chat. A lot of people were talking about, not just one or two people, quite a few people actually mentioned the fact that they dropped Doom Eternal because of all the traversal. They said it was a turnoff, and so obviously the developers listen. So my only concern was, don't make it like Doom Eternal, and obviously they did that. So that was my only concern. I just had Taco Chef Forever just ask me in a private chat. He's like, ask if it's 60, and I'm like, dude, it's 100% 60 FPS. Yeah. It's Doom is always 60 FPS.
On Series X, it'll probably have 120 hertz mode too if you want to play it.
I was gonna say this probably 120 FPS as well.
I also don't feel like this game is graphically any leaps and bounds above how amazing Eternal looks. Like it's on par. The art style is very similar, so I expect it on PS5 or PS5 Pro or Series X to look amazing. Like, that's why I'm like, when I played on PC, I'm like, it's going to look like this on the consoles. I just know how id Tech looks. So
yeah, I'm excited for it. I like the idea of the change of pace in terms of where the game is going to be played. Sorry, like the location and the time period, and I'm like, ooh, I like that because I'm more into like the fantasy stuff or whatever else. I like sci-fi stuff. I like a little bit of that stuff. Whatever. I have no issues with that. Obviously, as I'm playing Star Wars Outlaws right now, and same with Split Fiction is also a lot of sci-fi. But to go down to this kind of setting, I'm totally in, man. I'm totally in, and I'm super excited to be, just get right into it and just be enveloped by this world. I'm excited. Day one, man. Obviously, it's a day one. I may even buy it. Actually, I might even buy it as well. I'll be playing it on Game Pass. But I'll probably even buy it for the PlayStation 5 Pro just to so my wife can have access to it. So
okay, are you looking at the gameplay right now, the Titan gameplay?
Yeah, no, I'm watching it.
Well,
I'm watching it
how
right
are you
now.
feeling when you look at this?
Well, that's the kind of thing I could see myself playing for a short period of time. That's not something I would want to do longer than about 10 minutes. Yeah, because after that, you're just like, all right, I get the gimmick. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. You showed me a gimmick. Just let's just leave it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think, like I said, I'd rather just be, no pun intended, as always. I'd rather just be boots on the ground and just play the game.
Remember Bulletstorm? Like there's a moment where a big like T-Rex attacks you, and then you can control it, and then you start blowing up everything as a T-Rex with laser eyes. Do you remember that way back in 2011?
Oh my god,
Bulletstorm.
I remember Bulletstorm. Yeah, I remember the game. Yeah.
Well, there was
people can fly, right?
Yeah, people. Yeah, it was like this Godzilla like dinosaur that attacks you, and you have to run and grab this control thing, and you can control it. And I can't remember his name, Grayson, whatever. Grace, I can't remember the guy's name. He calls Mr. Tally Liquor is what he called the dragon. It was freaking hilarious. But that segment of playing as Godzilla and Bulletstorm was fairly short. Like you get this, this is so amazing, and then it's over before you can truly get,
fair. However, you don't want to be doing it forever. You know what I mean? You don't want to be playing as like the mech for I would not want to play the mech for like 40 minutes, let's say. After about 10 minutes, I'm getting irritated. I'm just like, all right, man, I get the idea. It's kind of cool. Ooh, I squished a bridge. Big deal. Mm-hmm. All right, that's pretty cool. Oh, I stepped on a guy. I'll kind of feel like the guy in like Return of the King that's riding the giant elephant. They stomp on the Rohirrim, and he goes, oh! Like, that'd be cool for like 1 or 2 minutes, and then let's move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was my only concern of the playthrough that I thought I got a little bit like, what else are you going to do in this? And then they ended it. So they ended it before I'm like, is this going to be, is there any more to this?
Did you feel like thirsting for more to play? That's my big question. Like, are you thirsting like, oh man, I just want to keep going?
When I was in the playthrough, I did the siege level twice, and I was like, people were still playing, and I was like, I'm good. I didn't want to turn around and play the siege level for a third time, because then I thought that would have like sucked all the fun out of the playtesting event. Sure. Because I did it 2 times in a row. I finished it once. It was recorded. I'm like, okay, I'll make sure I'm using different guns. I'll make sure I'm trying some different kills now that I'm kind of understanding how the different mechanics work. So, I left very satisfied as it was. And then I had like 20 minutes where I kind of walked around, talked to a couple people that were done with their session, while some other people were just like no-lifing it. But well, hey, to each their own. Yeah, like, are you super excited to play this game like in its entirety now that you got a taste? Yeah, we haven't. Thankfully, recently we got Warhammer Space Marine 2. We don't often get these girthy, grueling, like mature, visceral, bloody games. We don't often get those lately. At least I don't. And this is one of those, like, we've been, especially a first-person shooter like this, where and somebody asked me in the chat, what was my favorite gun? It's probably this one that's on screen right now, if it's all synced up. The Skull Crusher is like a super spread gun.
Oh, yeah, the Skull Crusher,
But
that was
the double-barrel shotgun, the super shotgun is so enjoyable. I could say it's my favorite, and it'd be cliche, but There's another gun that's it looks like the 9 Inch Nails gun from Quake that shoots blue,
oh yeah, nice.
like blue projectile like plasmas or something. That was another one of my favorites. I didn't like there's like a kind of a spike gun that you saw me using earlier, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. I think people are gonna be excited.
Excellent. Corey Duncan in the chat, he's saying, crazy how people whined about how Eternal is played. I thought it was amazing. There'll be a whole new group of people that cry about the shield. Can't please everyone. You're not wrong there. However, the thing is, Doom Eternal was not a bad game. No one's saying it was bad. I think that just people were just getting irritated with the traversal to the point where it was turning people off. Because, let's face it, there's no problem with like evolving a game or getting better with a game like Doom or whatever. Be like, okay, it's cool to evolve to something else, which clearly this game has done. It's evolved a little bit differently, so it's not going to play like Doom's 2016. It's not going to play exactly like Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
However, I think that I think that what people are saying is that when it came to that traversal, it's just going to go overboard. I don't think the shield is going to irritate people as much because it's not truly changing up the gameplay so much. I think it's more accentuating the gameplay and adding another element to it. I think the traversal thing was just distracting from the main, the gameplay loop of fighting, dodging, parrying, attacking, glory killing, whatever else, and exploring, of course. And
it was
I think
truly an obstacle
issues.
that got in the way of me doing
That's
the
what I'm
rest
saying.
of the game. Yeah.
Right. So it became an obstacle. It became something that just became a distraction to the point where it was problematic. I think that's really what the issue was. And I wonder if Corey Duncan is the Corey Duncan I know.
There's the gun that I was talking about. If you're seeing that one, that's like the double barrel, like twin barrel with the like electric projectiles. I can't remember what that gun was called. And I did not stop to read menus when I was playing. Like I would flip up. I just looked at an icon and picked a gun because they said we had plenty of time to play, but I knew when I was recording, I just wanted to keep it moving so you guys could see stuff. There's the regular, that's the plasma gun right there. And I'm in low health in a lot of this footage because I suck. But yeah, it was great. Yeah, there's a lot to it. Let me grab some chats that are coming in. We appreciate you guys. Hit the like button. It's KY Bob says there's 600 people, 625 people watching, and there's only 150 likes. So hit the like.
What is that?
Yeah, it shows your support.
That means that there's 500 people whose fingers are broken. Hit the thumbs up, man. It's right there. The first thing I do when I click on everyone's video, before they even utter the words, "Hi everybody, my name is Kung Fu Hot Dog, and welcome to the Kung Fu Hot Dog Chat. Today we're going to be talking about." Before I even hear the guy say his name, I already hit the like button because you know who they are and they're friends of yours. That's the way you do it, man. You click on the video, immediately you hit the like button.
You're such a good
and then you go on from there. Dude, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Hit the like button and then watch the video because you know you're going to support those people. Support Colteastwood, ladies and gentlemen.
And Mag.
Oh, me.
And actually, go to his channel, which is in the description, the Mag Show.
My
and
channel?
Like
actually, someone did ask.
Hit the like button right before Mag says, I got a new bra today. Speaking of Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Yes.
He says, hey guys, Colt, out of all the Forza Horizon games, which is your number one? Forza Horizon 3.
Why are you asking just Colt? Like, what the hell, Kung Fu Hot Dog? I even called out your name live on the air in front of 640 people, which all 640 people haven't hit the like button, by the way. And then you ask Colt, not Meg. Okay, fine. Colt, go ahead, Colt. Answer it.
It's 3 hands down. It is. There's no contest. What's your favorite one?
Yes.
Mag.
You know what's really funny? Not to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy. Forza Horizon 3 is the best one.
I mean, you're just being the guy.
Absolutely
That's
the
guy.
One.
It is.
I'm just saying, like, we're actually we agree across the board. Forza Horizon 3 is the best.
You're driving around with like biscuit for the biscuit.
Ugh, God. I was looking for him because I was trying to run him over because I just wanted to watch it in slow motion as he's sitting there, like, drinking whatever Australian beer is in his hand, Foster's.
Yep.
I know nobody drinks Foster's, but whatever.
Is that? Do they still make that?
Foster's.
Hey,
I'm sure they do.
Remember my favorite Foster's commercial, and this dates Mag and I because we're super old, but Foster's beer commercials in America were very, very brief, and probably in Canada as well. But my favorite one was they're in like a real small bar and some guy grabs a boomerang and throws it and hits some guy in the back of the head. And he reaches up and switches the channel. It says, remote control. That was it. And people remember that. Get a rope.
Yeah, exactly.
The rest of
Will, use your other finger to hit the thumbs up. Jesus.
Use your pinky.
No, because he's playing Jedi Survivor and he's
use your
having some
nose.
trouble, so,
Yeah, use your nose.
Yeah, use your nose, dude, or something else, another appendage on your body. Just hit the like button, all right?
I hit like and dislike at the same time.
Magnum's
You ain't
right.
that
See,
big.
nobody drinks. That's what I keep hearing from my Aussie friends. They all say the same thing. He goes, nobody drinks Foster's here in Australia. So I think they just make commercials and sell it somewhere else.
They probably don't even sell it there.
They probably don't even sell it there. Yeah.
The first time my wife and I went to an Outback, it was our year anniversary of being married. And we walked in there and the waitress came up and was talking to us with an Australian accent. I'm like, oh, these people really are Australian. I think they were just screwing with everybody when they opened the restaurant. Like it was brand new. And I fell for it because I'm an idiot.
Oh, you're not an idiot. Gennaro Lopez, listen to this guy. He goes, why would you hit the like button before watching a video? Makes no sense. You sound like the kind of guys that actually sit down and do a restaurant review when they get home. The salmon was like slightly dry, and then nobody cares, Gennaro. I said your name properly. You know why?
He said when it's your friends or people that you like.
You just hit the thumbs up. What am I going to say? You know what? I'm here with Colt Eastwood tonight, and I'm going to decide depending on what Colt Eastwood says over the next hour, whether I'm going to hit the thumbs up button. In fact, I'm going to remove my thumbs up right now. So we're now up to 236. I just removed mine. I removed it because I'm not sure how Colt is going to make me feel for the next hour. And if he doesn't make me happy, I'm going to reserve my thumbs up.
You know what? I think I'm going to do
that
from now on.
I just hit it. I just hit it again.
I'm going to do that from now on. If I go to a video if a video's like, I want to watch that, I'm going to hit thumbs up first. And then if I don't end up liking it, then I'll hit thumbs down, which will cancel it out. Because I don't think you have to do a thumbs down unless it's a certain person. Like my
Special
video.
K, that's the way you do it, buddy. Don't worry, I read your chat.
Well, I got to finish Kung Fu Hot Dogs. He says, where do you think Forza Horizon 6 will be set? I think it'll be South Korea or Japan. I hope it is. But what if it's Ohio?
So. Well, you know.
Or Egypt. What if it's Egypt?
You know, there's a lot of great places. Like I'm not to be that guy because I'm up here, but there's a lot of great places in Canada too.
Oh,
a lot of
there's a lot of diversity. Nobody wants to drive around.
Landscape.
What side of the road do you guys drive on?
The same side as you, Colt Eastwood. Jesus, man.
I'm just kidding, but.
Anyways, all joking aside, Canada actually has a lot of great places, right? You've got like Alberta there, you got the mountains and all that stuff, and Lake Louise, and you've got the you got the ice way north and all that kind of stuff, and then you've got the city driving. You could do like Toronto, Montreal, or something, and I don't know, man. There's lots of cool stuff. You could do the Maritimes.
That sounds awful to me. That sounds Forza Horizon, Canada.
Yeah, that's right, Canada. I'm telling you, man. I think it would be a good idea.
Okay,
but you know what? Let's go with Japan. We have to go with Japan because we've been talking about Japan for years. Since probably Forza Horizon 2, I think everybody's been sort of itching for a Japanese title.
They should Ubisoft do it.
Should we?
Ubisoft, do you guys want a Japan? We'll make you wait 15 years for Japan. We know how to do that. Yeah.
Rival, we can't do Africa, okay? Because, I mean, what if I don't want to be side-swiping a giraffe. I love those things. Majestic.
You'd be going under them, though, bro. That would be awesome.
That's true. I could go under them. Yeah, I could do. Do I have to reference Return of the King yet again? I could be like the Rohirrim running underneath the elephants. Sorry, I just watched the trilogy like 2 weeks ago. I couldn't stop watching it. You know how it is. You're like, I'll watch 5 minutes. The next thing you know, 14 hours later, all of a sudden you're like, you bow to no one.
Wait, you bow to no one? That's from Return of the King.
That's from. Yeah. I'm saying you think you're gonna watch a movie for 5 minutes and go to bed. Next thing you know, it's 14 hours later. You watch the whole trilogy. It's kind of how it goes.
Okay. Oh, you're the best. Jason Lewan with 32-month channel membership. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Says, hey, Megan Colt, hope it's a great show. We do too. Thank you for being here and livening up the chat. We appreciate it. The Castle New Gamer, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Says, I want to hear about Nintendo Direct and pronouns. Laugh out loud. Well, what? No one cares about Nintendo right now. No, I'm just going. They had a Direct and it didn't go over all that great. But the funny thing.
Why would you do that before your reveal of the Switch 2?
I don't know. Why didn't they just
that
should have been an email after the Switch 2 was revealed.
What is that? Hey, tomorrow, isn't it tomorrow?
Yeah. No, 2 days.
April 1st.
April 2nd.
Oh, is it April 2nd?
April 2nd.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was April 1st. Yeah,
all these dates are like they're all stacked next to each other when I think about South Midnight previews. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Shout out to Gennaro Lopez. He goes, all right then, I smashed that like button there. Happy? I am very happy, Gennaro. I'm very happy. I hope I'm saying your name right, because in Italian we say Gennaro. That my cousin's name Gennaro. So I hope I'm saying it right.
Where
and Lopez, I would assume you're not Italian.
I'm looking. Oh, there you go. There you go.
There we go. All right.
I see it. I am super white, so I will not pronounce people's names. Speaking of pronouns.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the Nintendo Direct. There was 2 games that belong to PlayStation that are being published by Bandai Namco, and that caused quite a rift between people who are really diehard about their plastic box. I won't get into it, but Everybody's Golf is a trademark IP owned by PlayStation. Bandai Namco is going to publish it on Nintendo Switch. So by all rights and definitions in the industry, that is that's a first-party game releasing on Switch. Another one there's 2 of them. I didn't even look at the Patano or Panera Bread or whatever that other game is. I don't care. I just don't get real super excited about Nintendo stuff. I just don't, and it never happens, and that's fine.
You know what? There's nothing in my heart for Nintendo anymore. I just don't feel anything for them. I'm just so indifferent to them now that I think maybe I can't say I've grown out of it, because that's not fair either. Because I know people in their 50s and even in their 60s who adore Nintendo, so it's got nothing to do with age. But for some reason, I think me personally as a gamer, I've grown out. Personally, I've grown out of Nintendo. Yeah. That I've even had people message me going, "Oh, Meg, you going to cover the Switch 2 review on this?" And I'm like, honestly, probably not. I'm like, I just don't have any. My heart's not in it. You know what I mean? And I don't feel anything for it. And if I don't feel any passion for it, then I don't really feel like talking about it, right? So I don't want to sort of lie to my viewers or anything and be like, "I'm so happy this is coming," And I just don't care. My kids are going to trade in their OLED because they got an OLED Switch or whatever. They'll probably get at least $200 for it. You know what I mean? Because it's a couple years old, and they might get $200 for it. I told them, I said, guys, trade it in for $200 and then go buy the new one with your birthday money or whatever.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted. I mean? Like, I won't buy a Nintendo Switch 2.
Them.
Yeah, I don't hate them at all.
I don't hate them at all. People, don't get that.
I think that reveal will be really cool. The Switch 2 reveal will be great, and people are going to be super excited to buy one, and I'm going to be really happy for them because if people are excited about buying stuff and they pick up something and they're like, the new Metroid Prime looks amazing, and they love that stuff, I'm like, that's great.
I appreciate great games, but I'm just not interested.
Yeah.
I'm just not interested. Like, I can appreciate it. It's like a piece of art. Like, I could look at a painting and be like, that's a beautiful painting or whatever, but I might not feel anything for it, but I can appreciate its beauty. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or a sculpture or whatever, or a piece of architecture, like a building or something. Like, well, that's pretty good, but I'm not going to guffaw over it. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel like with Nintendo. I just,
Yeah, and there's too many people that gatekeep and say, I don't like this, and now I'm going to spend the next moments of my life trying to convince you not to like it either. There's too much of that.
Right. Yeah. And you know what the thing is? I think we're so busy on the other side of the fence between third-party PlayStation and Xbox. I think we got enough to play. There's no need for me to buy another console and then throw myself into another ecosystem. My kids, whole different story.
Yeah.
Whole different story. But I don't know. We'll see. I just what the hell is? Oh, Colin Prime is saying they won't get 200. 200 Canadian. So that's like, for you guys, that's like 150. So, I'm talking about in Canadian dollars, but
okay.
I think they should be able to. I think they'll get a $200 Canadian trade in on that. It's a brand new, like, not brand new. It's like 2 years old OLED.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's not the original Switch. It's the upgraded one, right? Yeah. So, yeah. But anyway, we'll find out. It didn't really make a difference. I heard it's going to be. I heard it might be cheap though. I heard they might actually sell the thing for like $399, $499.
Yeah, I'm
range.
expecting it to be $400 for the cheapest available version of it, or whatever that's going to be. Interesting. Sith Lord, thank you so much for the chat. Says,
hey,
Colt the World Traveler, Mag beat South of Midnight before Colt, and Rand can. Anyone can beat a game before Rand. Have a great show.
Rand will just be like, yeah, I'll get to it, whatever. No, that's not true, man. Rand is a beast. That guy, because that guy could just like no life a game, and then all of a sudden he's like, well, I finished it, and I'm like, how?
You just
got it.
even if I knew, I couldn't say, but I would predict that Rand has not only beat the game, but he's got all 1,000 of 1,000 achievements. So, and
For that game,
I know that he started it that 6 days ago when we got it. I was still in the middle of Shadows. I still had 10, 20 hours left of Shadows. I know he started it like the day after we got the code and access to it. So,
right.
Yeah. Top Gamer says, Cole, I got a question for you. Do you ever see the paywall being brought down for Xbox Live Gold at all? I absolutely do. I covered this in my video last Wednesday that if Steam, now let's skip the Steam stuff. If Xbox's console is truly a hybrid PC, they will have to get rid of Game Pass Core as a requirement to play online. It's hard to say get rid of games with gold, because right now what they've done is they've hid it under Game Pass Core gives you 25 games that you own while you're subscribed, and you get access to online. They're gonna have to remove that access to online requirement in any form. I think that would be something they do in 2027, but heaven help them for losing $1 billion of free money that comes in just because they said they'd say so. Yeah. F Microsoft and Xbox for that bull crap. It needs to go away, and I don't care if PlayStation still does it. I don't care if Nintendo decided to do it 10 years ago or whatever it was. Xbox is in third place. They need to learn to do better, and they need to eat it. They're a multi-trillion-dollar company. They should eat the paywall and say, we're not doing this anymore. We owe our customers better value than that. And that's my take on it.
I've heard, I agree with you, but I've heard from more than one person saying that they have no intention of dropping that because they're just making money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I don't see him closing the door. I don't see him closing the door on making money. So unfortunately, I think it's there to stay. But I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out over time. It won't be anytime soon. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I think it would launch with that hybrid console, and that's on the idea that, from what we're hearing, if it's true, if that next Xbox console is a Windows 11 device and you can like do Excel on it or TurboTax, they cannot charge you. They would be they would be dragged into the streets and peed on. It'd be great. It'd be a great show for them to do that. So Funky Playbox says, why are these previews always on high-end PCs? Normally because that's where the game exists before release and before they go gold. Being certified and ready to play on not certified, but being ready to play on a console happens in the last couple of months. So they could have had us playing these games on a console, but normally they do it on PC because you get the most stable experience with that build. They said, when I was there, when was it? Early March? I think it was like March 5th. When I was in LA playing it, they said we almost weren't able to do this this play test. We were going to do it in our home studio in Dallas, Texas, but they decided this build was okay. They loaded up on PC, and they also have to build they built a custom build for us that most of the first level, parts of 2 levels, and a whole middle level, right? So building that on a PC or on a console, probably it's a little bit of extra work. So that's why they do that. And in my experience, except for Redfall, especially like Indiana Jones, I played on a killer PC. I got home, played on Xbox, and I was like, this is exactly how I remember it. And I was on a 50-inch TV with a PC and an Xbox controller. And I know that diehard PC guys may be like, oh, what a fraud. But for the most part, right, Meg? You look at a PC game, unless you like really, really got it cranked up. Like they didn't even have ray tracing on Indiana Jones when I played it on a PC. So basically got a very, very similar experience. KY Bob says, quit your grinning and drop your linen. KY Bob is here, and we're all talking games, baby. Anywhere you want to play them, the walls are coming down. It's about time. I agree. The console wars suck now. They absolutely suck. But I think in the future is much more access and more pro-consumer ways for us to buy and play our games. What do you think, Mag?
Yeah. But I mean, there's still going to be closed walled gardens. That's just the way it's going to be. But there will be workarounds one way or another that access will continue to improve or whatever. But there will still be walled gardens, and that's always going to be a thing. And that's never going to change. I really don't think it will. I mean, certain companies, I don't think will. And I think that Nintendo And Sony are going to continue to do what they do, and I think that Microsoft is going to continue doing what they're doing with more accessibility, whatever else.
Yeah.
But everybody else, you want in, you got to buy in, and that's just business. That's just business. That's just the way it's going to be. You know what I mean? It's just like, if you go to the Toyota dealership, don't expect to see Hyundais sitting there. You know what I mean? They're like, well, if you want a Hyundai, go to the Hyundai dealership, jerk.
Sometimes
You know
they
what I
all
mean?
look the same, though.
I know, but it's just, you know what I mean? That there's always going to be a thing. Why would this industry be any different, right? If you think about it in that respect. But anyways, it is what it is. And like the thing is, as a consumer, and this is what I've always said, and this is something I'll never change and never change my views on. As a consumer, sit down, make an educated choice yourself, an emotional choice or whatever, and you decide where you want to play your things. And the thing is, once you've done that, you don't need to defend it to death. You don't need to fight and justify your purchase.
Justify,
have fun. Just have fun, and that should be good enough. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if someone wants to buy whatever, an Xbox next generation, they want to buy a hybrid, go ahead, do that. You want a PC, go buy that. You want a PlayStation 6, go do that. And don't fault people for doing it. Let's let them have fun, just like everybody else, man.
Good speech, Meg, and I
sorry,
also,
I hate to get preachy. I'm just,
No, it's good. And shout out to Bella Bowerman in the chat who dropped a 1-month Game Pass code. When you said that there'll be more access and there'll still be walled gardens, I totally agree. I think PlayStation will be a little bit more lax with where their games go, but not much. And eventually, when they go to PC sooner or more games on PC, that'll kind of open things up for everybody. And I don't know. Sometimes we forget, like, do I want to brag about how many consoles sold, that I bought one of those, or do I want to figure out where my money is best spent? And hopefully, I don't know. There's a whole discussion there in that as well. We've got
Sadak in the chat goes, but then what will the fanboys do for air?
Yeah, I know.
Dude, you're 100% not wrong. Listen, it doesn't matter what it is or what you're doing. Someone's always going to freak the F out about what you're doing and what you're not doing because it doesn't line up with the way they view things. Just look at politics, okay? I'm not going to get into politics. All I have to say is politics, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
People have lost their damn minds. Just let people be and just go do your thing. As long as you're not hurting anybody, just go do your thing, man.
And
especially in the games.
I want to like pull away from some of the arguments that are being had. Like when I shared my Doom preview today, some guy goes, "Hey Grok," in my tweet promoting my video, said, "Which console will be the best experience to play Doom: The Dark Ages?" And Grok's like, "Well, PS5 Pro has more power and DualSense 5." And I was like, "Why are we doing this?" Like my video says PS5, PC, and Xbox. Like everyone gets to play this game. And I replied to the guy and I said, "I'll be playing on PC." He goes, "Good for you, Xbox is dead." And I'm like, you know what? And I normally don't block people unless they insult me, but I'm like, I'm sick of people like this because I'll take shots. And the reason why I got to expose myself about my immaturity, like I'll take shots when PlayStation puts a game on Switch or puts a game on PC or their exclusive strategy doesn't work for them, like with sales figures or whatever. Like I'll take a crack at it because PlayStation has told us they're making changes, but I need to stop doing that because I'm outnumbered by ravaging virgins who cannot stand that their favorite purchase is being questioned. And I have all of them. So that doesn't keep me like sinless from the argument of lame console wars, but the perception you have, right, Meg? You and we're very fortunate to have just a little bit of had enough money to like purchase a couple of these devices, and the perception of I don't really have to choose. I'm not stuck. And if you don't have a lot of money to buy a used second console, I totally understand. I've been there for a long time. But real gamers just enjoy what they have. They're not worried about other people. No, it's a speech. F it.
You know, Dead Time's absolutely right. He just said in the chat, he goes, "Some people need conflict to exist." Just ask my wife. Yeah, you know what?
Oh, Dead Time.
Yeah, you're not wrong, dude. Mine's not talking to me right now, but that's okay. That's a whole other thing. I'll give you that Dead Time for the joke. So anyway,
I can't wait to talk about that after the show.
Oh Christ, it's stupidest thing. Anyways, here's the thing though. Like, let me ask you a question. If I buy, it's a theoretical question. I actually don't even need an answer for this. If I buy Doom: The Dark Ages on the PlayStation 5 Pro,
Yes.
people will get mad at me because
Yes,
I did
they
that,
will.
right?
Yeah.
Do you think Phil Spencer cares that I bought it on the PS5 Pro? Because to him, that's the same as a PC sale, right? Because he's like, well, I'm making my money off it.
Oh, yeah. If you buy it on
like,
Steam, right? Sure.
It's like if you bought it on Steam, nobody bats an eye. But if I were to buy that same game on a PlayStation, people would lose their minds, right? I say, well, you know what? I want to play it on the Pro. But what's the difference? I'm consuming an Xbox game. Therefore, I'm feeding the system. I'm actually doing just as much, if not more, than someone playing it on Game Pass. I'm paying full price for it. It doesn't make a difference. I mean, we're just splitting dollars. But like the thing is, people will get angry over that, and I can't understand why. It makes no sense to me. I can celebrate an Xbox Studio game and play it wherever the heck I want, whether it's on a Switch 2, whether it's on a PC or PlayStation or on an Xbox. Should it make a difference? No. I think that anybody with half a brain would say, no, that makes no difference as long as we're having fun and we're enjoying the product. So in my own way, I can celebrate a quality Xbox title. I can enjoy it wherever I feel like. And then at the end of the day, that's the kind of person I'm going to be. You know what I mean? Or I'll just play it on Game Pass. It doesn't really make a difference. But I have the options there to do so. And the thing that I don't understand is why people get so angry of where someone else chooses to consume their product, right? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's just, it doesn't make any sense. That's like, if I'm going to bring up the thing again, if I go to Burger King and I'm eating a Whopper and you're at McDonald's eating a Big Mac, and then you start texting me going, you fraud, eating your burger, your fish with the pickles and the Whopper with cheese. It's not even as good as the Big Mac. You're a fraud. What? Am I enjoying my burger? Yes, I'm enjoying it. Go enjoy your burger. Don't worry about what I'm doing, man.
Yeah.
Like,
it only exists online. Yeah.
I know it only exists online because no one would ever say any of this crap to any of our faces.
Andy Hart goes, hey, Colt Mag, are we talking about stable 60 FPS on Doom Dark Ages? Also, the release date. Release date is May 15th. The game comes out in early access on the 13th. And yes, it will be stable 60 FPS.
100%.
Specs New York City, thank you for the $5 super, says, hey, Colt Mag, great show. Do you guys have any updates on Dealer Gaming? Will he be returning to RDX? No, he will not be returning. And he's just gaming. He won't be back to YouTube. And that's it. Let's see. We got Udana Kuzada, who says, watch Holly or that blue number play Doom Eternal on her channel.
Yay.
And he put the link there. Thanks for that super chat. El Plantano Mojado.
Yep.
Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Says, I've been listening to Colt for years. RDX days. I always tune in throughout the week on Spotify. Thank you for checking that out. Hit the like button if you're here. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts on demand. And Mag and I are here live every Monday on YouTube, which is where you're at now. If you see me scratch my face right now, it's live.
Sorry, there's so many funny comments in the chat.
He says, this is my first podcast I've ever caught live. Mag, keep up the great energy.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Paris, behave yourself in that chat. Who else we got sitting here saying some funny stuff? Oh, you got something from Detective Seeds, by the way. Good friend.
Detective
good
Seeds
friend of the show. Good friend of mine.
10 channel memberships. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I didn't catch if you got a chance to play or you're planning on reviewing Doom. I need to talk to him and find out. He says he's kind of changed what he's doing with his channel. He did a whole bunch of reviews. And so, I got to talk to him, see how everything's going there. Appreciate you.
Janata Lopez, I do have a channel, yeah. It's just, I just started it 2 months ago.
It's in the description.
Called The Mag Show. Yeah. It's in the description. You can check it out at some point. It's down there. There's a link there, yeah.
Yeah.
And my last video wasn't gaming related, by the way. I do a little bit of everything that I find interesting in the nerd world. Like, I did a 16-minute breakdown. My last video was a 16-minute breakdown about Avengers Doomsday. And I walked through all 26 characters that were revealed for the movie. And then not only did I do that, there's 26 characters coming to the film. And then I talked about afterwards, I did about a 5-minute breakdown of why I don't think their target dates are actually going to hit based on some people that I've spoken to down in Hollywood. Doesn't make any sense. So go check out that video. It's interesting. And then, of course, the other ones are actually gaming videos. I do live streams with the boy and everything else. It's a lot of fun, man. I really enjoy the hell out of it. Although my Avengers video, I have the best thumbnail of all time. And like I only got like That video only got like 200 and something views. The other ones I get like a couple thousand, whatever else, do great. That video sucked. And I put my head on Dr. Doom, and it's me like this. So it's the mag in a Dr. Doom robe standing there looking very, magnificent and very, malevolent.
Yes. Speaking of thumbnails, I did my weekly news video on Friday, and I made this really cool thumbnail with Joanna Dark.
Your thumbnails are nice.
Thank you. And I made this composite of Egypt with like scan lines in the style of the first trailer, and I color casted everything. It looks really great looking thumbnail, and the video did really, really poorly. And this is like YouTube stuff, but I changed the thumbnail after like 5 hours and kind of rearranged the headline, and the video like recovered. So YouTube's crazy, and we appreciate you guys. Like, I make a custom thumbnail every X&C, and a couple of my friends said, just use your logo. No one cares. But I would like to know, right in the comment section of the chat, like if you look at the thumbnail and say, "Oh, I think I'll tune in tonight," because that looks like something interesting, or those characters or that piece of hardware is something I want to hear in the conversation. That'll help me a lot. We've got Iron Balls 2485 with an Australian $8 super says, "I'm pretty sure we don't drink Foster's beer. It's disgusting." Udani Kizato with the $2 super chat says, "April's the best month. April babies, lasagna, clink glasses," or whatever. He's like, lasagna
Nice.
up. Yeah, April babies.
Lasagna's up.
Yeah, lasagna's. You try lasagna?
Have you tried the lasagna? It's my favorite.
Let's get back to the gaming news. We kind of toppled there for a minute. I want to be really careful about this conversation, because a friend of mine said he wouldn't dare talk about it on his podcast.
Really? Now I'm intrigued. What are we talking about?
I am intrigued as well, Bag. The Grifters were wrong. They were absolutely wrong, and we talked about this last week about how wrong they were about Indiana Jones and Assassin's Creed Shadows. But Assassin's Creed Shadows is the number 5 best-selling game this week, and has topped the charts among the Assassin's Creed games. It's doing really well, 3 million players, and people are like, "Where's the numbers of sales?" I think we might have covered this last week, but I covered it in my Gaming Weekly news that they probably sold 2.5 million, but 3 million was a bigger number. Like, most of them are sales, but like, hey, 3 million players, because they have a lot of people on subscription for Ubisoft.
I was going to say, isn't there you and I had the big discussion last week about the subscription service, which we discovered you can get on Xbox, but you can't get on PlayStation. Don't you remember that? I had all my consoles fired up, and I'm sitting there trying to find everything. I'm like, where the hell is it? Where the hell is it? But turned out Xbox has it, but PlayStation
but not
did
PlayStation.
Not.
Yeah,
yeah,
so,
that was unusual. I'm surprised, to be quite honest.
Assassin's Creed as a franchise and Ubisoft as a company, we'll get into the financials for them in a minute, but they've kind of been they've been down on their luck, self-inflicted and otherwise. But there's some grifters that I just won't name that have just been writing and rallying people and saying, "Don't buy this game. We're non-binary." And what a weird thing to like try and keep people from enjoying something like a video game. And I know some of their reasons, because like I said, I'm kind of on the fence. But one of these grifters got absolutely decimated by the Assassin's Creed official account of a factor of like, 100 or 40 times. They made fun of this grifter and said, "Hey, well, at least our game is out." And then even a really prominent person that runs a social media account got absolutely ratioed by Assassin's Creed. I just kind of look at this, Mag, like, we've gone so far afield of talking about video games that now people just want to cancel studios. They want them to close down. And we need more studios making games, not fewer, in this industry. But did you see this all go down?
Yeah, my thing is, and this is something that we talked about last week, and I'm going to say the same thing again, that I found to be contradictory. And listen, I don't mind. You can feel however you want to feel about whatever. I don't care. I really don't care. If you hate it, fine, hate it. If you love it, love it. If you want to complain about it and tell people not to buy it, go ahead, do all that. You have the right to do all that. However, my problem is that, like I said last week, when you do that and you're like, "This game is woke and we can't have this and that and it's ridiculous and this," and you know what? In some instances, you're like, we have like how many non-binary Japanese samurai were there? Probably not a whole lot, but it shows up in the game. Okay, you can complain about that and this and that.
Sure.
But the people that are doing all those videos, right, and complaining and bitching and moaning and this and that, then all of a sudden in the same breath they go, and tune into my channel tonight where I'll be playing Assassin's Creed Shadows live where you can play it. And then I'm like, you just crap all over the
check it out live.
Yeah, well, we got 2 balls and 1 strike on the pitcher right now, and looks like a bit of rain's coming down there, Fred. It doesn't make sense to me that you literally crap talked it for 9 minutes so that you get all those views and all the clicks, and you get the people all worked up and angry, and then in the same breath, you say, tune in tonight where I'm going to be playing. I'm like, so you bought the game that you're telling your customers not to buy.
That's like me when I'm like, I'm on a diet, but
sense
I got to make sure I got to eat this donut and make sure that it has the proper calories that they claimed it had.
And then, of course, and you know what the excuse is? And trust me, chat, tell me that I'm wrong. You know it too. They'll say something like this: I'll play it so you don't have to.
No, great.
Right? That is the biggest cop-out I've ever heard in my life. I'm
change
like,
my thumbnail to that. I played Doom the Dark Ages so you don't have to.
Yeah, right. Don't be an ass. You're doing it because you're getting a lot of clicks. Even if it's hate clicks of people who don't want to play the game or whatever, and they're watching you, they're like, oh, let me see this black guy doing this stuff with his sword and they bing it a bear, right? And then they watch it anyway, and you're getting all that money, you're getting the clicks, you're getting the ad revenue, and you're getting all that stuff. If you're going to be a true, authentic person, and you're going to say, don't buy this game and don't hate this game, you can't turn around in the same breath and buy it. That's like saying, that's like, you go burn down a bunch of Teslas and then you get into your Tesla and then drive home. You know what I'm saying? You're like, Arr! And then all of a sudden you get in the same car and you'll be like, well, I'm driving it so you don't have to. Yeah. More at 11. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I can't stand that kind of crap. And that's something, and I'll say this every week. I swear to God, Colteastwood, I will say it every single week. Authenticity is the currency of the future. If you're not true to yourself, you can't be true to the people that watch you, and you can't be true to your listeners.
I'm learning that.
You can't. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to be true to yourself first. And you know how they say, like in like those, those recovery programs, you need to learn to love yourself before you can love somebody else, this and that. Same thing idea here, man. You got to be true to yourself because the people will see right through your crap, and then they're going to stop watching you, and they're not going to listen to you, and they're not going to take you seriously. And that's the only way you could be. If you stand by your convictions, stand by them. Or if you don't, then don't. Whatever. Sure.
Yeah, Sir Bruvian. Sir Bruvian.
Sorry, I'm done.
That's good. That's good stuff. Sir Bruvian, who's in the community, who's been creating Xbox content, a newer Xbox fan, he reacted to my Doom video today. He watched it and recorded his reactions live. And when I said that the most underwhelming part of the preview was the Titan, he was really mad. And he's like, "How that looks amazing to me." And I wrote back to him and I said, "It just felt slow, and I felt like it could get old if it was a longer level, and that's how I feel." And it could be easy to say, hey, they flew me out. I don't want to be too harsh on the game, but that's not how it works. And I don't think they're going to change that level or shorten it because I said it was the most underwhelming thing. Some stuff's it's too late for that, but thank you, Detective Caesar, gifting 20 more channel memberships. Thank you so much. Sir Bruvian is in the chat right now. So I replied to him on his video and he wrote back to me and he was really cool. Of course, he's not one of those guys that's going to attack me because people attack him 24/7 and he has to sit back and laugh at these people who are just like, so
do they sound exactly like that? Because
they do.
I kind of feel like they do. Tug or not, by the way, this is Colteastwood's gameplay to answer your question.
Yeah. Sorry. So there's a moment in here where I'm going up and down and around in a circle over and over because I had to ask one of the techs. I'm like, I don't know how to get this fourth switch open. And he's like, see that armoire? You're supposed to break it and you can go through the wall. And I'm like, there was no, it didn't look like anything. I'm like, how is this supposed to know that was destructible? But other than that, I died a lot and took a lot of damage and it was really fun.
Did you have access to difficulty? Like, could you choose your difficulty? Like, how they have the thing, make me cry or whatever.
Yeah, they had all that.
They always have the funny. Okay,
I left it. They set us all up on an easier difficulty, and I saw a lot of people in there like tweaking the sliders. I left them. I just left them as is because I'm like, I'm going to do that stuff when I play the game. But while I'm here, I just need to see as much as I can See, there's the armoire. Like I'm trying to climb over it right there. If you're seeing it at the same time I'm talking.
Yeah, I see it.
I just used the saw shield to traverse up, but I climbed up on that armoire to get one of the switches, and I didn't realize that armoire, I have to like bash through it. But anyway, nobody's going to really notice that I had that problem. But
yeah, cool
thing. What a cool
shout
thing.
out once again to Detective Seeds. The chat are all thanking him in the chat right now for the gifted members. So just a shout out to him again.
Yeah, and I was going to say,
on behalf of all the chat.
Yeah, thank you, Meg, for saying that. Let's go ahead. Sorry I interrupted you. On behalf of
No, I was done.
Oh, you're saying on behalf of the chat. Yeah, thank you so much. And if you're a channel member, I want to remind you that sometimes around Wednesday night, but usually Thursday night or a Tuesday night. Just depends. Sometimes I make 2 videos after XSC if I'm not completely exhausted. But if you're a channel member, sometime around Wednesday night or a Thursday night, you'll check the channel because I will have a public post for channel members only that is early access for the videos. And if you have the notification on as a channel member, you'll get notified that you can watch my video at midnight or 10 or 11 o'clock at night because it goes public at 7 a.m. the next day. So you can watch those early. You can chat in the thing. So appreciate you guys for being here. Let me move on to a interesting topic that I know Mag will love to talk about.
All right.
Grand Theft Auto 6, in my opinion, I've changed my opinion this week. I truly believe that Grand Theft Auto 6 is set for fall or holiday 2025. I don't think it's being pushed to 2026 because of what Strauss-Zelnick said recently, but man, is it kind of douchey what he said. Do you remember what his quote was yesterday?
No, I don't remember the exact quote, but I did read it several times, and of course, I forgot. As soon as we go live, all of a sudden, my brain goes completely blank. You have it on you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the exact quote, but he said that we're planning to market the game the last minute possible to generate the ultimate amount of hype, which makes me believe
yes.
So instead of me chit-chatting about that, I wanted to ask you what you think, because there's it's kind of a mess behind that. What do you think's happening with Grand Theft Auto 6? I said 5 a bunch of times, but
yeah, no, it's okay. We're so used to saying. I mean, we've been saying GTA 5 for like 13 years. So you know what I mean. It's not beyond us that we keep saying it over and over. I'm starting to get a little bit upset with them, and not because of what about them taking their time or whatever else. It's because the lack of information that's once again holding the second half of this year hostage. And I think that there's a bit of arrogance in there of we'll do what we want when we want, and everybody just get out of our way. Those are the kind of guys that, I mean, they're gonna, no matter what, they're gonna succeed. However, sometimes they just actually need to be kicked in the teeth. But it'll never happen, because the minute that the game gets announced, everybody's going to lose their effing minds, present company included. So no matter how much I complain and bitch and moan, I'm still going to be there day one panting, because I'm going to buy it on every system that I can get my hands on. I'm going to double dip day one for Xbox and PlayStation, and I'm going to be playing the living crap out of it, right? So I can't really talk, and they know it. And the thing is, the arrogance is there because they know that there's idiots like me and millions of people around the world. I'm not saying millions of people around the world are idiots. I'm just saying I'm an idiot. But millions of people around the world are all going to do the same thing. So, but the thing is, I don't think as an industry, I don't think that they're treating their fellow peers with a lot of respect. And I think that that's a bit of a problem. I think that they need to
don't take what Mag said lightly, because I fully agree with what he just said, that sentence. Say it again, that they're not treating...
I think that they're not showing the rest of the industry enough respect, like mutual respect, as being fellow peers in the industry. And by holding the second half of this year hostage, I think that by now, I think it must be getting more. Well, I know as a fact, I know people I've spoken to at Microsoft and somewhere else, they'd asked me not to say, has said they're extremely irritated with the whole situation, because they can't give their release dates of their games because of these guys. Now, the thing is if they can get this out, like I said, I don't want to swear, so I'm just going to say poop or get off the pot.
Yeah.
All right. They got to do it by this month. April has to be the month, no exceptions. By now, and I know it probably won't happen. It's probably going to happen somewhere around May. Okay, that's fine.
Maybe I'll give it might even be later. He almost said that like, I know people, he didn't say this, but he's probably, I know his attitude is like,
That's funny.
people are probably, he knows that everyone is predicting and calculated in April reveal. And he said, we're going to start marketing this at the last minute to generate the ultimate amount of hype. And Meg, you're so right about them disrespecting the industry.
I think it is. I find it to be disrespectful. Like if someone were to do that in my industry, and my industry is a very, very large one. However, it's still a small community. When someone does something that disrespects in one way or a form, or doesn't show the respect of a fellow peer, even if it's in a different company, different corporation, whatever, those waves are felt by the other people, and it does affect everybody else. Tuggernaut, you're absolutely correct, except for the Wolverine part.
Yeah. And when Meg and I say disrespecting the industry, the reason why we say that is because Rockstar does not need a really specific or specialized marketing rollout, because they've afforded themselves the privilege to, I'm going to say something crazy. They could literally show the gameplay trailer on a Tuesday morning and say Grand Theft Auto 6 releases this Thursday at midnight. And it would not lower the amount of sales whatsoever. In fact, that might even increase the amount of sales when people say, oh my gosh, we just spent the past 3 days watching the gameplay trailer over and over, and we get to buy the game tomorrow. And of course, it's asinine. They would never do that. But them waiting for maximum hype, I mean, I guess you can't fault them for trying to get the most bang for the buck, and they have that leverage. But there are studios that are trying to give a month, 3 to 4 week berth for Grand Theft Auto 6, and you can't just pivot your marketing strategy as another studio that's not Rockstar that easily. I mean, even Rockstar can't pivot at that, but I don't know. I guess some of it's just complaining from us. Like, we're just like, just hurry up and crap or get off the pot. Sure, it feels like that, but that's like,
it's not, the thing is that there's something else. Thank you, Genato, by the way. Thank you for joining the channel. I appreciate that a lot. I really do. Here's the thing, is that Tuggernaut said it. He was wrong about Wolverine, because Wolverine was never coming out this year. But Gears E-Day is still being discussed for 2025. I even did a video on it, the whole 9 yards. I've had multiple people say the same thing, that Gears E-Day is still there. Now, the thing is, with Grand Theft Auto 6 in the mix there, it does affect where that game lands, right? Because if they decide, if it's somewhere too late in the year, let's say, right, and all of a sudden GTA 6 comes out a little bit too late in the year, then Microsoft might have to say, you know what, crap, let's put E-Day in February. Let's shove it over. You know what I mean? Let's shove it off 2 more months and get it out of the way of E-Day, because we don't want to be, of GTA 6, because we don't want to be anywhere near it. By the way, I just sent you a message, Colt.
Okay. I got to throw this in here before I forget.
I want you to see it.
I've got it. Hold on, I'm bringing it up here. On WhatsApp?
Don't talk about it.
Okay,
I just want you to see it.
Skill, I love our chat. You guys are really awesome and very, very sharp. Skillet Will says, let me grab it and read it word for word since he took the time to type it. He says, publishers have deadlines in fiscal years. He's absolutely right. There are publishers who have planned there's an open spot in their fiscal year when they don't have their game out, and they're banking on that release in November or September or whatever it is to bring their revenue up. And I know it's kind of a joke, but I will compare it to like me being a YouTuber, because it's like a really small example. It's easy to digest. If I am working on a video and I plan to release it on Thursday, and then like I start seeing numbers dropping, or if you're worried about money, the revenue amount that you're making is dropping, the one way to fix it is, if you've got something ready, release it and things will pick up. And it's like selling a product. And these studios like Judas is the BioShock spiritual successor from Ken Levine. Like, I'm pretty sure he wanted to release that game sometime in what was that?
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I see what you're about to say. Like, but do you want to have that game die in the pit because GTA just swallowed you whole? Like, that's a passion project by that man.
All those people are waiting to get paid from Judas. the publishers, the investors, the developers, Ken Levine, and everything involved. The artists that did the music and everything. They're the people that are waiting for everything to, like, most developers get paid ahead of time and everything like that. But everything that's supposed to come from the release of the game is all hinging on, we might have to wait and do this next year. And that widens that gap that Skillet Will's talking about their fiscal revenue coming in. And now there's a report from like Insider Gaming wrote an article about how some publishers or businesses could take a major hit or even have they said close or go out of business because they may have to wait until it's too late to get their return on investment because because Grand Theft Auto 6 is the bull in the china shop. Like when Rand and Jez like, oh, we got to do the show on Monday, move out of the way. It's our turn, and Meg and I are like, well, we're getting stepped on. So it's kind of like that. So, yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. I think the game's going to come out this year. Meg sent me a message that's like, he kind of prefaces as a G14 classified, but I would hope that.
Yeah, that's top classified information.
We're just kind of getting tired of waiting. And then I even saw a couple people like, I don't even know if Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be as good as the wait. And I hope it is, but my plan is to, I'll buy it twice. I'll buy it on Xbox and turn around and get it on PC later and stuff. So yeah. I actually plan on doing it. What I was going to say is by the time the game actually comes out, I will have channel memberships for my channel. So what I told everybody on my last stream, and everybody's like, dude, that sounds so awesome. I'm going to have members only GTA Online, like the new GTA Online, and we're going to build an entire community online with just the members of my channel. And we'll just we're going to build condos and houses and have a fleet of cars, and it's going to be our posse. And we're just going to run around and wreak havoc, and we'll do live streams of us, and it'll just be like our crew, and have the crew just keep growing like a gang. You know what I mean? We'll just keep getting bigger and bigger. And I'm like, why don't we just do this, organically just grow this thing and turn it into a juggernaut? I think that's a great idea. So we're going to do that when the game launches. I can't wait to do that, man. Yeah.
So even if it starts, if it's me and one guy in a motorcycle, let's go.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's start. I hope it feels as good as it did once my friends and I got together 13 years ago on online. Welcome to channel membership, Eugenia Bergeron. Appreciate you for joining the channel membership and getting early access and all that stuff. We appreciate that. Make it simple. Thank you for the $2 super chat. It says, Kazan, Berserker of Kazan is Game of the Year contender, in my opinion. Thoughts? I haven't played it. I talked to my friends who played the demo. They said it has a difficulty slider. And it's got a really amazing art style. It's kind of like a anime cartoon, a mature Souls game. So I need to play it. Andy Hart with the £5 super. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, what do you think of Atomfall? Seems to be getting good reviews. Also, is it out yet or still in preview? It's a full release. It's made by Rebellion, the people that brought you the Zombie Army trilogy and Sniper Elite. It's like a Fallout Light. Yes, of course.
Okay, can I ask a question about that? I've played both of those games, and funny enough, I played all those games on Game Pass because they've always had a deal with Xbox. Remember that? Like the zombie whatever trilogy was on Game Pass. A couple other games were on there. All the Sniper Elites, I think, all ended up showing up on Game Pass at one point or another. However, I found that I really enjoyed them, but I did find there was a bit of jank to them, like the movements of the characters and the cameras, a little janky. Does this game have jank, or have they polished it up since?
It is a little bit of jank. There's a little bit of movement stuff that it feels weird. It feels like it's kind of hard to move the characters sometimes, or if they bump into something,
that's what I
they
find with
stop.
Sniper Elite.
Yeah.
It's
just real little, but I kind of was playing the game organically, like I play Fallout 4. I wasn't even following the quests. It's just going around and finding stuff and running into people and grabbing their quests. The game can be kind of hard to follow. But it's a one big map, and you're meant to go out and come back into the center and kind of figure out what's going on here and go back out to this area and come back in. It's really interesting. I couldn't put it down last week and part of this weekend. So it's a 75 Metacritic. It may not be your speed. Like it's kind of, like I said, it's like a Fallout Light. It's kind of like Stalker in London. that's without being as hardcore, but you can die really quickly. And like I had a bolt rifle and I've shot and it didn't automatically rack it. I had to hit X to rack it. So I got good at going boom, boom. Enemies are pretty brutal. It's kind of a cool game.
You know what's funny? I got 3 monitors going on at once right now, and I have a 4th on here, and I got Atomfall gameplay happening.
What are you thinking when you look at it?
I mean, it's first person. It looks like a first person shooter. It looks like World War II. Am I wrong? Am I right? What's the time period
it's
here?
It's like World War II-ish era. Sure.
Yeah, it looks like World War II, something like that. I mean, but it's hard to tell because like there's even a part here where like the dude's walking around inside like a living room, and it looks like a medieval like hall with like torches and stuff, and the guy's got an axe and he's like just hacking this guy with an axe. And I'm
geez, I haven't been that far yet.
What are we doing here?
Yeah,
I'm just watching this. gameplay, but they have like torches. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like
it has a little bit of Far Cry in it,
but it also looks like fantasy.
Yeah, it's like fantasy. Not like medieval fantasy. It takes place in London in the 40s or something. I think there was a nuclear.
Yeah, but there's guys that look like they're straight out of Robin Hood. I'm staring at this guy now. He's got.
Yeah, there's these people in the wilderness called the Druids, and they're like people are like stay away from them. They like to keep to themselves. They're kind of like preppers out there. It's interesting. Yeah, Malik says 180 FPS. Yeah. Oh no, it's Alex did a PC port review and he said it was running at 215 FPS, like no problem. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. If you're a Game Pass subscriber and anything like that piqued your interest, like you should probably install it and give it like an hour of your time and see what you think. And if you don't like it,
right,
bank out.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's something else I was going to bring up. I wanted to segue into this from Grand Theft Auto because it's so perfect. We have to talk about MindsEye. Like this looks like it could be a banger. This looks like it could be one of the worst games this year. And I have no idea how to understand what that could be. And I'm hoping when I say the name MindsEye, you know what I'm talking about, Mag, without having to look it up.
Yes, I do.
What is going on with MindsEye? What is it?
Well, I don't really know. I mean, but I kind of put it on a wish list. I'm not going to lie to you because games that pique my interest, like by trailers, I'll put it on a wish list just so I can, you know what I mean? Just so I have it. And it's always there so I don't forget about it. But I don't know. It kind of looks like a Grand Theft Auto, kind of looks like a little bit of Saints Row. It looks like there's a little bit of sci-fi going on. I really don't know, but the trailer sells it very well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's robots, like robot police officers and stuff. But I mean, I'm like, you watch the trailer, folks. If you guys watch the trailer, it actually looks pretty effing good. Like,
and
it looks good.
You know who the main character is our favorite dude.
Which
the main character?
Well, I've seen him, but like, who is he?
Well, now you got to pull up that trailer while we're talking about this because you're gonna like who's the main playable character. You're gonna love it.
God. Oh my God, who is it?
The suspense is killing me.
Oh my God, it's Yasuke? What the hell, man? This guy's everywhere. Unbelievable. I'm not buying this game. I knew he'd make a comeback. Time traveler. I don't know. This guy, he looks like some like Latino guy.
Well, yeah. Well, hopefully you'll recognize him after a second because he
almost looks like the guy. He almost looks like the guy from what's it called? From not Far Cry. What was that other series with all the tornadoes and all that crazy stuff where you could fly
Rico
around?
Rodriguez. Gosh dang it, Meg.
Yeah.
Now I got to bring up.
It kind of looks like him.
I got to bring up the which one are you watching?
I don't know. I'm just watching the launch trailer I saw like a month ago. It was on one of the PlayStation State of Plays or something. I think it was.
The guy with the beard and the long hair.
Yes.
I thought you would recognize him. It's the guy that plays Lincoln Clay for Mafia 3. Go back Go back and get a freeze frame on him. I should actually have this stuff up on the
You gotta be kidding me. Hold on a second.
Bro, one of the coolest characters in gaming of a game that people wouldn't play.
I loved him.
Because they were told that it wasn't good, and Mafia 3 was awesome.
No, man, Mafia 3 was dope, man. Mafia 3 was amazing. I love that game.
I suck at Doom the Dark Ages. I'll get it. Yeah.
I still don't see him because they keep showing this other guy.
What's the name?
I don't
of the
see
trailer
Lincoln.
you're
I don't
looking
see
at?
Lincoln Clay. It just says MindsEye. There's like a robot dancing in a nightclub. There's like a bunch of like monsters.
Go to the
going crazy,
IGN
throwing...
one that says official welcome to Red Rock story trailer.
Oh my god.
Okay, and I'm gonna find a timestamp for you to stop.
I'm at it. I'm at it right now.
Go to 20.
That's the one.
Go to 24. 24 seconds.
Oh, 24 seconds.
Yeah, or 20.
Okay,
yeah, 24 seconds. Here
we go.
Yeah, I mean it's him. It's the actor that plays Lincoln Clay, but he looks different because he had a shaved head in the game.
Holy crap!
It's him, dude.
Yeah, I just saw him for like 2 seconds, but he's got like Kid and Play hair. Remember Kid and Play?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry that we're doing this.
That's
like,
sort of like. Yeah. Sorry, we're kind of like distracted.
I'm gonna work
that's
up
cool, man.
the ability
I
to be
did
able
recognize
to bring.
his face.
Yeah, I can bring YouTube stuff up, but it requires me sharing the screen and getting it all set up, and I need to figure out how to do that. But let me get
Timu Undies. Thank you. Just Cause. That was the name of the game.
Yeah.
And
that's why I said Rico
he
Rodriguez.
named the character.
Alex Hernandez
Rico Rodriguez,
is the name of the actor. I want to give him his due because he's awesome. Alex Hernandez plays Lincoln Clay.
Sells itself. Dude, it sells itself like a GTA game. I mean, like I'm looking at it. You look at the trailer, even the way they do the trailer where like a plane lands, and as the plane lands, the credits come out of the back of the plane, which is very, very Rockstar. And I was just like, okay, I could see where they got their influences from. But I mean, it looks great.
I could.
Yeah, he was an Infinite Umbra. You're right.
I think I can.
It says he was beefier in Mafia 3. Yeah, he was beefier in Mafia 3. He was a big dude. He's obviously very skinny. Yeah, game adaptation newscast house party. Yeah. Ain't gonna hurt nobody.
I'm gonna try changing this out. The MindsEye trailer.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, the MindsEye trailer is dope. It looks dope, man. I'm in, and that's why I put it on my wish list. I'm like, hello. It doesn't mean I'm gonna get it. I'm just saying it's there, so I don't forget about it. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many games that slip through the cracks, and then what I do is that
I feel bad because I try to give you guys top tier production. Meg and I try to run a smooth show, but there I put it in on the fly. But this is the MindsEye trailer, and we're gonna let it loop a couple times. This is the only one I've saved in my video library to make a video.
Preston is losing his mind because he's like, enough with the Doom gameplay. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, it was running a little long. It was
almost 6 weeks.
It was almost at the end, yeah, and it was Siege gameplay over and over. That's when I was like, okay, I'm good. But yeah, he does look like Rico. He's dressed like him. But my issue with this mag is it got revealed in like January, and it's coming out in June. Right. And
yeah,
that Rocky City game, that whatever it was, that's something.
Yeah, with all the big actors in it.
Yeah, and it had production value up the wazoo, and then the game came out as like 62 Metacritic.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I don't want this to be that kind of game, but I feel like such a short window of, hey, this game exists, you can play it in 6 months, puts up red flags for me, or am I just being a butthole?
No, everybody's saying that the audio is way too loud on the video.
Shoot, I forgot. That's why I don't put this stuff on the fly. Well, it's supposed to be muted.
Everybody's like, loud noises!
Oh my gosh. They probably didn't hear much of what I was saying, but what I was saying before the game, sorry about that. Gosh dang it. Hold on. I just have to apologize. I was saying a reveal of January and then a release in December or in June is kind of weird. It's like a 6 month window.
Like
this game exists. This is gameplay, and you get to play it in 6 months. Is like a red flag for me, or am I just being like
big red flag? No. That's a big red flag. I've said it before. I say it again. When people say, "Oh, this game is gonna be amazing," and I'm like, listen, guys. Yes, I just said I wish listed it. Wish list is different. Looking good is different, but to absolutely come out and say it's going to be amazing when they reveal it and it comes out within 6 months, that's usually pretty sus, as the kids would say. Right? So just reserve judgment until it comes out. However, when there's that short of a window, we haven't seen this game for years being developed or whatever, or a reveal trailer 2 years ago and this and that, that means that there was probably not. But still, whatever they got going on here in the trailer, they're selling the sizzle quite well.
Yeah, they are.
So I'm giving them that. It looks great. It looks amazing. Doesn't mean it's going to translate into a great game. So
it's also in conjunction with IO, who makes the Hitman games. So they do quality, but it's also former Rockstar Grand Theft Auto developer that worked on this game, right? Or that leads it, I think.
Maybe it's going to be awesome. But like I said, I wish listed it and it's there. So it's just sitting there, it's waiting there, and then if it turns out that it's not great, guess what? I unwish list it, take it off the list, and off it goes.
Yeah.
I just have these things there because they piqued my interest, and I'm like, okay, I've got this whole list of things, and then I also wait for sales. So once a month, I'll go and check, and I'll go to my wish lists, and I'll check to see if any of those wish list games are on sale, and that's usually when I buy them, right? Because, my backlog is huge, so I'm still getting through all the backlog. I got lots of time for that stuff. So there's no rush to get these new games,
wish listing is good. You're not pre-ordering a game like this. Like you can, I'll get a notification, hey, this game's releasing, and I'm like, I'll start watching reviews. Like this is definitely one of those games where I need to watch a few reviews and talk to people before I jump out and buy it. But it's also a $60 game, Mag. So is it like a 12, 15-hour experience? Is it an open world or is it not? I don't know. Noisy Mofo just said the same thing. It's only $60.
It's only $60. I don't know. I mean, that seems maybe it's just a smaller experience. But I mean, there have been games that are 6 hours long. They still charge $70 for them.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know why they're charging significantly less.
Yeah, it's
I really don't know.
Game.
But it looks great. Like I mean, I'm staring at this. I keep watching the trailer over and over, and I'm like, this looks good.
It's like right up my alley, right? So like our favorite type of thing: over the shoulder shooting, lots of explosions, driving
give me
around.
All that.
I love that.
Give me all of that. I'm in.
And big booty hose. We got Game Seeker with a Canadian 5. There is a Copilot event Friday. Do you think Microsoft will show off any Copilot Xbox integration? It's a good question. I would love to see what. I think it's still in concept phase, but I want to see that game guide thing. I don't like it looking at my phone and looking up walkthroughs and stuff. It's not fun. But Game Seeker, thank you for that. I don't know if I'll tune into that on Friday, but I would like to see what they're doing with Xbox. Boner Jams, our good friend who never calls us. He didn't call us for Under the Bus podcast on Wednesdays. He says, saw Mag on Tinder and swipe right. Hey, cutie patootie.
Wow.
Cool. Let's chat with Kurt and get you boys on. Blessings, so he still wants to have us on. My good friend, Red Wolf Renegade, just beat Stalker 2 the other day, so now he'll stop talking about it nonstop. And thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, do y'all think GTA 6 will go for a more emotional and slower delivery of the story in comparison to GTA 5? Similarly, how they handled Red Dead 2?
Well, that we don't know because we don't know where the story's going to go. Is it going to be wild and bombastic? I mean, we know we know that it's going to be a Bonnie and Clyde kind of vibe to it. Mm-hmm. Are they both going to die? Are they both going to live? Are they going to live happily ever after? Are they going to, you know what I mean? Like, we don't know what's going to happen. Is one of them going to die and then carry on? We don't know if characters from other GTAs will show up. You know what I mean? Who knows? Like, we don't know what's going to happen. So, I mean, I wouldn't be able to make an educated guess as to how that's going to go. So, but like I said, Rockstar very rarely misses. So, I'm like I said, for all the smack talk or whatever else, I think that what they're doing is, I've already discussed all that, but I'm still super looking forward to the game, and I'm excited to play it.
The rumor with that story, Mag, is that Jason and Lucia, I don't know how you pronounce that. That's how I say it.
Well, they say Lucia in the video. I mean, my people would say Lucia, but that's how they say it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's getting real fancy. Just getting real fettuccine Alfredo over there.
Well, there you go.
Jason and Lucia are partners, and she was in, she's been incarcerated. The rumor is that he is a cop, and they get together, and she's kind of like Adam and Eve pulling him into a life of crime. But my buddy Red Wolf and I have talked about this quite extensively, and that's one of the reasons why he chatted this question, is that he predicts that Grand Theft Auto 6, I swear I said 5, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be a story of you play as Jason, you'll actually get to do beat cop or investigations or be a cop in the game, but then there's going to be the crossing over the line and doing questionable things with Lucia, or turning a blind eye to her doing crime, or then end up doing crime with her together, like the Bonnie and Clyde thing.
I mean, they showed the trailer where they literally bust into that liquor store with their guns out, and he had his gun out too.
Yep.
So is he maybe, how about this? How about this for a theory? Maybe he's an undercover cop and then he falls in love with her. So in order to maintain his cover, he will do the crimes with her, as a lot of undercover cops will do, in order to be, in order to rope these guys in, or girls in, and whatever else. But then at the same time, he ends up falling in love with her for real.
Yeah.
So now he has to make this emotional choice of my career or this woman. Right?
Yeah.
So that'd be a really good, like, dramatic, that would cause a lot of great dramatic tension with the characters. I think that would be excellent for that. So
yeah, I think it will lean more emotional, like Red Dead, have a mix of wacky and emotional, hopefully, which Rockstar does well. You guys were here to hear us talk about the new reveal of the Xbox handheld, the one that is being built by ASUS, and today they basically leaked it. They leaked that the Xbox handheld is real and that it is being built by ASUS, and oh boy, I'm trying to figure out what I can say. Let me start off by saying what the trailer said.
Just careful.
The trailer said more stamina, more capacity, and more speed. So I translate that as a tech guy that there's more storage, longer battery life, and more performance. So if you're wondering if this thing is just a ROG Ally that exists now with an Xbox button on it, it is obviously, according to this trailer, it has more storage for games, a better battery, and a little bit more performance. And maybe it's just 5% or 10%, but it will be more powerful than a standard ROG Ally. Maybe even the latest one. I don't know. But when they're saying you take the ROG Ally and a controller and you mix them, the trailer had them fly into this box. This little robot was going to work on this handheld. I would assume that it's going to be just slightly better than what you can get with the standard ROG Ally that came out last year or the year before. So, I know what I have not seen this Xbox Canon, but somebody told me what it looks like, sort of. So I won't say anything like that. The image you're looking at on the thumbnail, if you clicked, is close, except for I don't think it detaches. So I won't say anything because I haven't seen anything definitive yet. But this isn't the Xbox handheld you've been waiting for, but this could be pretty cool. If you were wondering if you should buy a Steam Deck or a ROG Ally or a Lenovo, and you're an Xbox guy, this is probably the one you want to get in the interim. I don't know. Mag, what are your thoughts on what we've heard so far?
I have an issue with something when say increased performance and speed and battery life, they don't go together. Because what's going to happen is when you have increased performance and speed, your battery's going to drain even faster. So I don't know what the solution for that would be. I just think that's a bit of a contradictory statement. So that's my only concern there. Of course, the other things that we talked about, if you are an Xbox player and if you are in that ecosystem, will you be able to carry all your games over and utilize that? Otherwise, why would you even bother?
Yes, I agree.
That's another thing. And other than that, and then price point is going to be a thing, but if they price it the way that they've done the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck and everything else, you're basically going to appeal to a very, very small niche market.
There's a poll.
Because this is there we go.
There's a poll.
See, now, of course, the thing is, though, we're looking at the ASUS Xbox handheld cost. I see you got $400, $500, $600, and $700. Now, here's the thing: they're also going to base it on storage size. Right, just like they do with the other ones. And aren't there three price points for the Steam Deck, 3 price points for the ROG Ally. If I can look up here in Canada,
Sotness goes 700 with no disk drive.
That's fantastic.
Anyway, go ahead.
I'm going to look it up right here. Steam Deck. All right, so the Steam Deck is selling. Well, now that it's been on the market for a while here, it's $851.
Jeez.
For the one, yeah. So it's not cheap, and that's plus tax and everything else. You're looking at over $1,000. It's over $1,000. right? So that's what it's cost for. This is for the 1 terabyte one, right?
Yeah. I mean, this one here I bought a year ago, like almost a year ago to the day, and it was $700. So people are like, I wonder if this thing's going to be $400. I'm like, if it says, and when they say more capacity, you're absolutely right that price goes up. Well, the price goes up for everything when they say more, but the battery could be rated higher than the old model, and then they could say better battery, and then the processing speed could have a higher frequency than the old one. They could say more performance, but you're absolutely right. It is a push and pull between wattage and thermals and power. So, yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the here's another one. The ASUS ROG Ally is $800, and the Legion and the Lenovo Legion Go is $1,100 here.
It is,
and and the ROG Ally 1080p. Yeah, and the 7-inch ROG Ally $1,100. I'm looking at them all right here. So now when you start adding all the tax and everything into there, like Canada 18 plus, it's $1,000, right?
Jeez.
So it's $1,000 for one of those. Now the thing is, if they're priced anywhere in that range, let's say between $500 and $700, you're looking at closing in on $800 to $1,000 Canadian. It's going to appeal to a very small niche market.
What's the poll?
That being the case, the poll right now is 700 is where is leading by quite a large margin. So right now we got 41%, and the next closest one is 600 at 29%. So it's running away with the $700 price tag. Now, that being the case, it's not a necessary product. This is a luxury product. Then it's going to appeal to a very small amount of people. And then, of course, you already have the other two out there, and then you have their predecessors that are coming, or not the predecessors, you know what I mean? They're coming out soon. You're looking at a Steam Deck 2 at some point, right? And then improvements to the ROG Ally. People are going to say, well, why am I going to get this one? So the thing is, this has to stand alone and apart from all these other handheld consoles, and that's where it's going to say, why am I going to buy you? And that's something that a consumer will have to sit down and say, right? Let's say you have all the things in front of you, and they could speak to you, okay? Each handheld is sitting there, and they got a little mouth on it, and they're all speaking to you. They're like, hello, Caldy's Web, come by me. You have to sit there and go, okay, gentlemen. Yeah. And like, okay, gentlemen, why would I buy you? And you go from each one, and then when you get to this one, you have to say, well, why am I going to buy you? What makes you different than the other ones that have already come out before?
Somebody's going to clip you saying your handheld has a little mouth on it, and that's going to be it's going to be a product that will sell really well in some markets.
Let them come. Yeah, let them come. So yes, so I'll be very interested. That's where I want to see if they're going to play all the games, have access to them. It's all going to be in the other stuff that you talked about, the speed, the battery life, all those things. And then, of course, number one, doesn't matter how good a product is, number one thing that prevents people from buying anything, I don't care what it is the price tag. Because the higher you go, the smaller the market, smaller market reach you're going to have out there. Because as the price goes higher, the funnel gets smaller and smaller and smaller as you climb. You know what I mean? Otherwise, everybody would drive a BMW. Otherwise, everybody would have a six-bedroom house. Otherwise, everybody would have, a $4,000 PC that they could get for a couple of $100 or whatever, right? People would be doing those things, but like I said, as the price goes up, the funnel gets smaller, the audience gets smaller. So this thing has to stand out for more than one reason. So I'd be very curious to see what they say. But my personal feeling, and it's just a feeling, and I'm not doom and glooming, I just don't think that this thing is this ain't it.
Yeah, I agree. Focus. I don't think that's this ain't it. This ain't it either for me. I'm indifferent about my ROG Ally. It could be a pain in the butt. Donna Kizada sends a great super chat. Thank you, Donna. He says, I hope Microsoft offers support because ASUS support is garbo. I haven't had any problems with it, but it's just not a very intuitive device. And I was on the plane flying to LA, and 2 of the 3 games I planned on playing wouldn't even launch. And I'm like, what is that about? That's never happened before. I went into Steam and they just wouldn't launch. I'd hit play and it would flash something, and then it would go back and go play, like hit the play button again. I'm like, what the crap? I guess I could have tried restarting it, but I don't know. That stuff's annoying. we often talk about the handheld and Xbox having this universal dashboard where your games could run on console and PC, and your PC, if you have a really killer PC, you could have the console experience if you like, and those things sound amazing, but can Xbox and Microsoft teams actually deliver that dream? And I don't have a whole lot of confidence that they're going to do that or that they'll do it right. Like, I think that's what they want to do. I think it's the plan. But I'm like you, Meg. I don't know if they're going to be able to do all those things. And there's a lot of simple things that Xbox may miss out on that make that experience really, really work or click. And I don't have a ton of confidence that they're, especially in the opening year, if they're going to deliver that experience where it's like, oh my gosh, my games are here. They're easy to get to. I'm getting the best experience ever. I really hope they are. They've been quiet for a long time, so hopefully they are ironing all that out. But
yeah,
you're not going to buy this handheld. Looks like it's going to come
I'm not
out
buying
this
it anyway.
year.
Yeah, I have literally. There is a 0.00% chance that I'm buying this thing. So to me, it's just me observing from the outside looking in. I know about it. We will know about it. We will cover the news about it. We'll go through all the specs, the performance, and everything else. But there is a 0% chance I'm buying it. So
yeah,
at the end of the day, like I said, I don't even want to Switch 2. I'm only getting it. I'm only going to get one because the kids are going to want it and they're going to be busting my chops and whatever else. So I mean, like, okay, well, you guys have your little birthday money squirreled up for the last couple of years, plus you trade in the OLED. Go right ahead. But I'm not going out of my way to buy a Switch, and I'm definitely not buying another handheld. The only handheld I have is the Portal, and my wife takes it to work. She loves it, but I really don't mess with it often because if I'm home or whatever, I don't travel for work. And the other thing is, I mean, I travel 5 minutes up the road. I play right here. You know what I mean? On my screen. And it's not like I have to share a TV with my wife. So it's a non-issue.
Yeah, it's like I've told you guys.
Handheld's not my market.
I've used the ROG Ally quite a bit over this past year, and I've really come to an understanding that this form factor of having your hands this far apart and not really having the proper leverage to get to bumpers and triggers comfortably to like do any high performance gaming. It's just really not there for me. Next time I'm going to pack in this mini wireless controller I have and play my handheld like that.
Right. Now there's someone in the chat here, Nicholas Suggs. He just said, as someone who's in the Navy on submarines, a handheld comes in handy. Yeah, for someone like that, absolutely. By the way, I'm changing your name from Nicholas Suggs to Nicholas Subs. All right? Because you're in the submarine, your name is now Subs. So you better change your name going to YouTube.
I thought you were admonishing him to go subscribe to your channel at the Mag Show on YouTube.
Well, he could do that as well, but we're going to change his name to Subs because if he's in the Navy and he's in submarines, then that's his name now. That's your name, buddy. Nicky Subs. That's your mafia name. Hey, did you go talk to Nicky Subs? I saw him at the bakery just 2 days ago. Did you talk to this guy? He owes me like 2 G's, man, on 3 points. What is this guy doing, Nicky Subs? Where's Nicky Subs?
He's making a sandwich, bro. He's making a hoagie
it's
sandwich. It's
not a sandwich. They're called sandwich.
Oh, sandwich.
Where's Nicky Subs? I didn't see him. I didn't see him. I saw him making a sandwich the other day in the bakery. I don't know who this guy is. He just disappeared right off the map. You know what I'm talking about? Find me Nicky Subs and bring him to me now. Sorry. All right, let's get back to this.
PSX Pirate.
I'm gonna do that all night.
I felt like I was watching a movie. I felt like I was listening to a movie right there. I pictured you in the kitchen with all the stainless steel tables and all the everything in there, and it was dark, like the mood lighting in the kitchen, and you were like kind of twirling a butcher knife in your hand, and you had the black jacket, the white button-up shirt.
I know.
It's down to here. Your chest is kind of showing out, and you're
just pointing the knife. Go get Nicky Subs.
Like this
now.
Yeah. PS Pirate 1. PS Pirate 1. Thank you for the Canadian $2 super. Says, I just got here. What's the Xbox thing in a nutshell? This would be a great way to cap it off. The Xbox is partnering with ASUS to make a handheld that supports Game Pass and some Xbox games that are on PC and Steam and whatever else. This thing apparently has a better form factor, it has better performance, slightly better battery. Meg and I and the chat agree it's probably $600 to $700, and that it'll probably come out sometime in the middle or the end of 2025. And it's something that Meg and I probably will not buy, to see how it is.
Interested. But give me something for underneath the TV or underneath the monitor. I'm good.
Shout out to Fonz Gaming, who's in the chat. Has been here for quite a while. Want to make sure I said hi to him as we've been talking a lot. and playing a crap ton of games. And that is XSC Podcast. That's episode 194. We covered a lot. Thanks for being here with us. We had over 700 people watching the show live, which is
beautiful.
Fantastic. We love it. You guys are amazing. Thank you, the 12 people that watched my Doom the Dark Ages preview. I appreciate you. Now there's like 9,000 people that watch that. Hey, you try lasagna?
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you watch the
Did
game?
You try the lasagna? Yeah.
Is it hot outside? Yeah. I mean, that guy, he can take those lines, Mag, into the bar and go home with any woman he wants. That's amazing. Yeah. Achievement unlocked. He says something like, Fonz told me, he says something in the extended video like, are you sure a thinner slicer is more, what's the word?
Yeah,
Fonz right in the chat.
Yeah, I saw that. I watched the extended one. It's like, when they ask for a thick slice, offer them a thinner one because it's easier to cut and digest or something like that.
But he says it like, he uses a nice, like, yummy word. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like the thinner slices are more savory or something like that. Yeah. A Skill at Will says, I stopped playing Jedi Survivor for the XSC. You both are welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Yes.
Also, I don't know what I'm making this week. Noisy Fomo says, saw you on Destin, Colt. Great episode. He interviewed Khalif Adams and I about our thoughts on Doom the Dark Ages, which we did on a Friday morning. Oh my gosh, it was 9 a.m. I just set my alarm on my day off, but I didn't complain. Yes, I complained. But we had a really good discussion, and it was pretty fun.
It was a lovely video. I watched it this morning. Yes,
thank you. I should go back and watch it because I just have my memory of being there.
I didn't hit the thumbs up though because I had to wait to the end of the video first.
Speaking of thumbs up, Gennaro says that we have 410 thumbs up. If we can get that to 500.
415 now. We got 415 now.
Oh, thank you guys so much.
Keep
an eye on the channel. I don't know what I'm covering this week, but I probably won't make a handheld video that we covered tonight. I don't know. It seems kind of, who knows. But thank you for supporting Gaming Weekly News, and thank you guys so much. You must subscribe to At The Mag Show. You're getting a smorgasbord of content. He covers hot news, reveals. He's covering entertainment and gaming leaks and rumors. So go check him out at
and live,
The Mag Show.
Live gaming.
And live, yes, thank you. And live gaming with his wife and with the Wolfman, who's his son. They're playing Split Fiction.
My son.
I thought I would just kind of pimp you out there, since so you don't have to. Where can people find you? They can find me right there. You can find me right there at the Mag Show. That's where I do everything. I'm covering Hollywood. I'm covering reviews. I'm doing games. I'm doing hot topics. Doing some insider information, a little bit of everything, man, but it's all in the same realm of what we do over here, right? It's all gaming, it's all Hollywood, it's all that stuff. Fantastic. And I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I have a small army of magnificent people already coming together, and a lot of familiar faces. We're all getting real cozy in there and having a great old time, and it's always great to see new people passing by and whatever else Yep. Someone just hit the thumbs down. Who did it? Who did it?
It was Malik. I knew it.
It wasn't Ben.
I just pulled a random.
He put up the Canadian Leaf, unless that's just the Chronic at the end of the year when fall happens.
That's Canadian marijuana. He put
My mom back in high school, my brother and I both had a copy of Dr. Dre the Chronic, and back in '93, and my mom took it and threw my brother's disc away. I still had mine because he was like always in the car, but she goes. My brother's like, "Where's my CD?" She goes, "Which one?" He goes, "My CD with the." Like, I threw away that CD with the leaf on it, and I'm like, "My mom knows what marijuana is." Now,
my dad did when I was a kid. Yeah, you know what my dad did? He found my NWA and the Posse. I had it on cassette, and I had to pay like $30 for this thing because it was like an import, right? And we were staying in a hotel on vacation, and my brother and I were listening on a little like radio, and we were listening to it in my room. My dad busts in, and he turns it up, and he sat down and he listened to it, and he listened to what NWA was saying. So he took the tape out, he put it back in the box, and I'm like, oh, he's not okay. I'm like, okay, he just put it back in the box. He walked out into the hallway, and he dropped it in the laundry chute and pushed it. And that was it. My tape was gone. So some housekeeper now owns my NWA and the Posse tape, and
hits her on the shoulder.
Yeah, Yeah, there you go, folks. I think we need a thumbs up just for that. But anyways, yes, Jean-Claude, Alex, yes, man, that's a good. I've been working with those names. I'm trying to figure out a great name to call the members when I eventually open up the member section of my channel. But anyways, it's been a great show. We had a great time. You know what, chat? You guys are amazing as always. And so many people came by and said hi to us tonight. It's just awesome, man. The numbers are climbing. Everything's great. And I'm super happy and grateful for every last person that comes in here. And then, like I said, anybody, DM me, talk to me anytime. I'm always available and I'll always answer you back. And it's amazing how many people are so shocked when they're like, holy crap, you answered me back? And I'm like, of course I would, man. I'm like, if everybody spends the time to like listen to us and do whatever, I will always show our appreciation. Both of us will always show our appreciation for every last one of you. So everybody, have a great night. We'll talk to you all
so much.
week.
Shout out to 4XP for sponsoring the show. Thank you, everybody. Hit the like button on the way out. And in the comment section, write how much that ding-dang Xbox handheld is going to be. And we'll see you guys next week.